Did you ever have to shoot someone?
I shot and killed somebody when I was 16, and that's when I first entered the justice system. At that time, we was all in the streets. Kill or be killed, survival of the fittest. Everybody was killing people back in the 90s.
Everybody.
We didn't know the value of life. We didn't care. They gave me a beat down automatically, the staff.
Your reputation really preceded you.
They wanted me to know that this is not Sing Sing. We don't tolerate people putting hands on officers. We will kill you. There was at least 2 slashings a day. Just in the adolescent wing, they came up behind me and stabbed me in my face. 3 dudes jumped on top of me as a safety so I couldn't chase the shooter. Casualties avoided.
Today's guest is Richie Ng, a former Chinese gang member who's got one of the craziest prison stories I've ever heard. Richie grew up in Brooklyn, New York, the son of Chinese immigrant parents, and ran away from home at a young age to join the Ghost Shadow street gang in Manhattan's infamous Chinatown district. Then, when he was only 16, Richie got locked up for murder and spent the next 23 years doing the hardest time imaginable, first on Rikers Island and then throughout the rest of the New York State prison system, including 7 straight years in solitary confinement. Slashing, stabbings, heroin smuggling, assaults on guards, even throwing cups. Richie was not trying to hear it. But when he did finally make parole, he got out and became, of all things, a successful actor. To this day, Richie's been a featured player in dozens of major Hollywood films and TV shows, with more releasing very soon, so go follow him on Instagram for updates. Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible journey and transformation. A New York gangster through and through. It's Richie Ng, right here on The Connect with Johnny Mitchell. What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you have that alert bell turned on. And if you love this interview, feel free to hit that like button and drop a comment. It helps push the video out to so many more people. All right, let's do this. Enjoy.
Later, I'm sitting in the cell and they're like, what the
Like, I remember when they were building this.
Yeah, I remember when they was building this. And now, I went back in, I did a little stretch.
Yeah.
When I came back out, they knocked it down again. And they're building a new one there now. When I walk by there now, not looking, not spitting, not even glancing in that direction. Don't want nothing to do with how this thing is built, but they're building a jail there again.
Did they knock the original tombs
Yeah, they
down?
knocked the original down.
That whole big
the whole
brick building?
Yeah, I don't know how they did. I was locked up. I was up north.
And they're rebuilding it?
Rebuilding another, they called it a super jail. Like the people in Chinatown, they upset about it, you know what I'm saying? But, they're building another one there.
It's ironic because they're building a super jail, but for who? Like, no New Yorkers are like super criminals anymore.
Well, when they say super jail, because they're saying they want to shut Rikers Island down, which they should, because that place is old as when I was in Rikers Island back in 1992, like they used to have to move dorms from dorm cells to cells because the blocks was falling apart. Like one time we were sleeping there and they sent all of us to the gym. Like imagine 100 dudes they took out of the cells and sent them to Lower Mod into a gym and put beds in the gym because the housing unit you was in just collapsed. It's crazy, Yeah. But we was young, so, we didn't know the law and we 16 years old, 17 years old, because once you turn 18, you gotta go to adult. 19, you turn to adults. Mm-hmm. So at that time, 16 to 19, you not really trying to make waves. You really don't know what's going on, so.
Yeah, you don't realize you have human rights.
You don't realize you have human rights. Like, that we grown so accustomed to that thinking that is normal. Like now as an adult, when I look back, I'm like, whoa. When they used to run up in the dorms and have everybody stripped butt ass naked and have us lined up nuts to balls, what nuts they used to say? Nuts to butt. Yo, that's a fucking, like
that's what they do in Saudi Arabia, bro.
That's how you degrade people. Right. Like we were 16, 17 years old, they had us all lined up in the day room, butt ass naked, lined up next to each other. Like, I know the way we think is different now, but for a heterosexual person, that's not cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying cool with everybody, I'm cool with everybody, but as a heterosexual male, to be forced to line up naked next to each other at that age and have everybody watching you, have like 30 staff members staring at you and everything, that's kind of crazy, right?
I don't even think homosexual people would like to be treated like that.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, it is a straight up stripping you of your human dignity. Mm-hmm. Forget about human rights. Your dignity as a human being, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, we didn't go in there for being angels, but rehabilitation, like, if this is the first thing we see when we go in, how are we viewing everything else that comes after that? We're not even sentenced yet. We're not even found guilty yet. We just don't have a bail or couldn't afford bail, so we're stuck in Rikers Island, and we're being treated like this before we even found guilty. Like, what does that do to a mindset of a child? Like, I've been in solitary confinement for like 7 years, like straight. But I was a child. I didn't know no better, so I was resilient. I was able to bounce back. But what about for people that experienced life before? Like, they have a family out there. They have people that rely on them to isolate somebody like that. That's crazy. To me, that's kind of crazy.
It's crazy. It's very crazy. So the plan is to close Rikers and ship all the inmates to the new super tombs?
Supposedly.
Okay.
That's what is up in the air, you know?
Yeah.
Because Rikers Island is old, you know? And
they're gonna be getting a lot of balloons in because the tombs is right in the middle of everything.
It's right in the middle.
They're selling heroin. Still, there's junkies nodding off like on that block. I drove by it.
Oh yeah, because they have a methadone clinic over there. You got the methadone clinic over there. You just like, but you know.
So how did you grow up? You grew up your parents immigrated from China.
Yes.
You were born here?
No, I wasn't born here.
Born in China?
I was born in Hong Kong.
Okay.
I was born in Hong Kong. I came here when I was 3. If I remember correctly, we landed in Detroit first, then Chicago, then New York. Okay. Or Chicago, then Detroit, then New York. But New York was the last stop. We stopped in Detroit or Chicago, either one of those first.
Okay. And so you were raised in Chinatown, Manhattan, Chinatown?
I was raised in New York City, right? And Chinatown was kind of like forbidden for us growing up. Like, we lived there for a little bit, but my parents moved us out because at that time, the Chinese gangs was like crazy. Like, it's not like it was now. Like, every day you see on the news somebody dying and everything. Like, so my parents wanted to get us away from that. Yeah. It was cheaper to live in Chinatown, but they made sacrifices, you know? Yeah. So, okay, I didn't get no new sneakers for like 3-4 years in a row, but they saved that money to give us a better life. So they moved out of Chinatown, but I was young. I didn't know that all the sacrifices that they was making. Oh yeah, I had bummy clothes. I didn't have new this. I was the worst dressed kid in the class. I didn't know that they were saving for the future. You know, it was, but at that age, you don't know. So I said, you know what? I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live bummy. You know, I don't want to share clothes with my little brother, you know? So I left and I went to Chinatown to join the gang and stuff like that.
How old were you when you did that?
That whole area, that whole stage of my life was really foggy because we was all on drugs as a kid. That's how they control kids. Put them on drugs, you know? Put them on drugs, make them dependent on you. Yeah. You're in a fugue state at all times. So you don't really remember, you remember like the major stuff, but like the days just merged and melded into weeks and months. And next thing you know, you've been in that apartment for like 3 months straight and you've just been in there getting high and eating takeout, you know? But I wanna say it was between 10 and 11 years old.
Just a boy. You smoking weed or what?
We was doing everything. We was smoking weed. They introduced us to angel dust and, you know, a lot of mind-altering things, you know.
Who's they?
The powers that be, the people that manipulate little young kids, you know, like gang leaders and stuff like that.
The Chinese gang leaders?
Chinese gang leaders, yeah.
Can you name which one? Because they're all gone now.
They all gone. The names, I don't even know their English names because I was so young at the time, you know. But
something with
I don't know the gang. I was in Born to Kill.
Okay.
But when I got locked up, I was with the Ghost Shadows.
The Ghost Shadows. We've heard of them. We had Mike on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
who
Mike
was a part of the Ghost Shadows.
Oh, Mike was a ex-gang member that became a police officer.
That's right.
But he was never a Ghost Shadows. You probably talk about Peter.
That's right.
Peter was the man back then.
He was the man.
He was the man. He was the generation before mine. And it was my generation that looked up to him and idolized him and wanted to emulate him and be like him. Because he was a local legend, even though...
And he was known for like importing heroin, right? China White?
He was just laying people out. It wasn't about drugs at that time. He was the one that made the name Ghost Shadow feared. Like he was like almost like an enforcer type, but not an enforcer because he was ranked so high. But he was the one that built the name of Ghost Shadow. Even though he was not first generation, he was the second generation. But you can read all about it in his book. You know, like everything I'm telling you is in his book. I'm just reiterating stuff that's from his book.
So what do they want a 10 or 11-year-old? Like what do you do as part of the gang? Like
we're the best. You tell them, yo, hold this gun. You're 11 years old. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Yo, steal this car. Ain't nothing gonna happen. You're 11 years old. You're 12 years old. Yo, stay outside while we go eat and hold these guns in here. If you see us arguing, grab the guns and run in here and start shooting. You're not gonna get in trouble. You're 12 years old. You're 13 years old. I mean, and these are people that are older. So if you join a gang, you're seeking some type of camaraderie, and you seek it with older people that are older than you, people that you can look up to. So when your role models have different intents than what you think, everything he says is gold. Everything he says is gold. It makes sense. But you know what? It's not. Like, now as an adult, and I look back, I was like, damn, how dumb was I that I was so easily manipulated? But I'm responsible for my own actions. I made the choice. I made the choice to do what I do, you know?
That's crazy that you feel at 10 years old, you felt like you wanted to run away from home. Even when your parents were like doing their best.
They was doing their best, but at that time, they immigrated to this country. They didn't speak English. So they had to work for Chinese businesses. So Chinese businesses, they don't work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. They work Sunday to Sunday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
You know, I barely seen my dad growing up, but his presence was felt because we had a roof over our head. We always had food on the table, you know. We wasn't like, I'm not gonna say we was living in poverty. We was getting by. But the presence wasn't there because he was working so hard. He was trying so hard to make a better future for me and my brother. Because their story, they went through mad trials and tribulations just to get here. So they made sacrifices. It's just, when you're that young, you don't look at it. And then you look at all your friends and everybody dip, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, easily, yo, come here. I'll get you dip. I'll put some money in your pocket, put some clothes on you. You know? You can get fly too. Just come with me, hold this gun though.
All right.
So that was the mentality.
So were they paying you when you first joined the gang?
Yeah, you get money. You get like a per diem. You get to eat for free on the block. You know, clothes you get. You don't pay for anything.
Right.
You have no expenses basically, and they give you pocket chump change. I call it now.
Yeah.
But they used to give us pocket money so you could have some money to go outside of Chinatown to floss. But again, chump change.
Did you ever have to shoot someone? Did you ever have to bust your gun for the gang as a youth?
I did. That's what I went to prison for. I shot and killed somebody when I was 16 in a pool hall. It was a gang shooting, and that's when I first entered the justice system.
Wow.
At 16.
Can you tell us that day? What happened? Where it went down?
It was in a pool hall, you know.
In Manhattan?
In Manhattan. And it was a rival gang member. Words was exchanged, and at that time I had been shot twice already. So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna let somebody pull out on me first again, you know? So I fired, and unfortunately, you know, worse than the worst happened. He died, you know?
He was a rival Chinese gang member?
Yeah, like, I don't wanna villainize the victim. You know, he's a victim. He's dead. You know, I don't wanna paint him as a bad picture, but at that time, we was all in the streets. It was all about the streets. It was street life. It was street life. It was kill or be killed, you know, survival of the fittest.
What year was that?
1992.
Wow. You'd already been shot at that point.
Yeah, I got shot when I was 13, I got shot when I was 14. So I already know what it feels like to get lead put in you. So I'm like, you know what? I probably thought, even if I shot him, he might not die. I've been shot twice already. There's no guarantee you're gonna die.
Right.
So I really had no intent to kill him.
Yeah.
But
what kind of gun did you have?
I had a 380. Yeah, I had a 380. And you know, plus I was high.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the right state of mind, you know. When the gun jammed the first time, I should have just walked away, but I unjammed it, so that's why I got so much time. I unjammed it and emptied it, so
right.
That's what happened.
You emptied the clip in him?
Yeah.
Damn, that's wild. So you're 16, you're on Rikers.
Yeah.
How long did you stay on Rikers for?
Oh, I stayed on Rikers until 1994, almost 2 years, fighting my case. They didn't give me a bail because they didn't give bail for homicide back then.
Right.
So I had no bail. So I was going back and forth to court. And you know what? For me, jail wasn't scary because I had already dedicated my life to the gang life. For me, jail and prison, my mentality at that time, jail and prison is just a measuring stick of how gangster you really are. You know, for me, it's just a promotion. I went from junior high school to high school, you know? And once I go up north, I'll be in college. And when I graduate, I'll be back out in the street running. That was the mentality of a gang member back then. So when I went in there, I never voted before, you know what I'm saying? I never done any, I never had no bills, nothing. I didn't know what I was missing in life. Never been to a prom, high school, none of that. So I'm in there like, all right, this is just me, you know what I'm saying? All right, how can I gotta find the biggest dude, whatever, blah, 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 all that. You know, try to make a name for yourself. And being Asian in prison, you're not looked at as a threat unless you bang twice as hard, you know? I mean, you've been in prison.
Yeah.
You're white. You know how it is. White guys and Asian guys in a predominantly environment where we're the super minority, you gotta bang twice as hard to get half the recognition as everybody else.
Right.
So you can imagine, for me to develop, like, when I was in the streets, I was young. Every stories that they ever wrote about me and all the love I get from the streets is from people that went to prison and came back out and told them about how this Chinese guy was repping in prison. So like, yeah, I was gangbanging when I was a kid, but I was a small soldier. I was the one that made these big bosses look good. So nobody knew me. It was nobody. But it wasn't until I went to prison and did what I did and extended my bid. I could have been home way earlier. I could have been home like at the earliest 5 years instead of doing 18 years. Wow. But I just went in there with the mentality like, yo, this is just the next step. I'm doing everything I'm doing in prison that I was doing in the street. I'm getting high, I'm robbing people, I'm extorting people, I'm pressing people. The only thing I didn't have was sex. And you know what? I was 16 years old. That was not my main priority. I already done all that, you know?
Right.
So for me, it was just another notch under my belt.
It was a stepping stone.
Stepping stone. And that's why I kept getting kicked out. And the reason so many people that went to prison, when they come home, they knew about me, is I never stay in one prison long. I'm always getting kicked out of one prison to another. Right. Threat to the security of the prison, transfer him. Threat to the security, assault on staff, transfer him to another prison. So by me bouncing everywhere, I meet a lot of people. And I'm a friendly guy, so people befriend me. And, you know, I had a reputation, so, you know, it was a smooth bit.
So tell us about Rikers. What was Rikers like in the juvenile wing in 1992?
Oh man, that was really wild. Back then they used to call that C-74, Adolescents at War. They used to have the article because every day there was at least 2 slashings a day, just in the adolescent wing. Not the whole Rikers Island. And when I say slashing, I'm talking about getting cut with a razor in your face. That's a slashing. And those are the ones that gets reported. You know, there's sometimes that you fight in the bathroom, you guys both have razors, and I've been gun to gun with a dude where I got cut, but it's so minute that it's so superficial that it don't get reported. So the ones that get reported are the ones that are serious. You gotta go to outside hospital, gotta get stitches and stuff like that. But it was pretty wild. The summer of '92 was really wild in Rikers Island.
What did you do to first earn your stripes when you got in there? Like you said, you got to bang twice as hard.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I mean, the guy didn't even do nothing to me, but it was a stepping stone for me. I found the biggest dude in the unit, big guy, tiny, like big dumb dude. Like,
big dude named Tiny?
Yeah. Like, I didn't even know. I mean, it sounds funny, but I initially as a young kid, I'm like, oh, this guy's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? So, and he looks kind of tough. So I went behind him and I cut him from behind and whatever. But he was so much bigger than me that I couldn't really get him in his face. So I like kind of skipped. It hit his head and skipped a few times. So it wasn't bad. It didn't even get reported. Yeah. And they separated us. And then we had my friends and his friends was kind of cool. So they made us fight in the bathroom and stuff like that. Wow. And to this day, me and him are still friends. So I'm not gonna say who won in the bathroom. We're still in touch to this day. Like.
So the guards sent you to the bathroom?
No.
Or the key holders, yeah.
Not the key holders, the other inmates.
Okay.
The police back then is a dorm of 50 dudes, and we was in Murder Mall 9, and that's where they put all the people that's indicted for murder in. So everybody in there was indicted for murder. So the guards didn't really like to go in there. That's why they called it Murder Mall 9.
Yeah.
Like if you up in the other houses and population, the officers used to threaten them with, oh, you don't want to do this? We'll send you to Murder Mall 9. Because that's where they send all the murders at. But every now and then you get people that are not in there for murder, but they are badasses too, and they get punished and they get sent there as well, you know what I'm saying? But
it's wild that your first move was not to use your fists, but it was to go at somebody with a razor where you could have hit an artery or something. You could have like seriously injured them, maybe killed them.
Again, at that age and at that mindset, selfish. I don't care. I just want to survive. I just want to live. I don't want to die in here.
Yeah.
So that was the mentality.
And how do they get those little oxes in?
Razors?
Yeah.
Man, there were so many ways to get them back in the days, you know. It was smuggled in. You know.
Yeah.
And people had it. You know, if you go on my Instagram, I have a video where I'm playing with the razor and flipping it inside out, turning it, making it dance. I used to practice. I used to spit it, catch it out here, you know.
So you're nice with it.
Oh, we practiced. Me and my boys, we used to practice in the cells because when we go to court, back then when we go to court, we used to call that shopping. Because everybody wanted to go to court dipped and fly with the best clothes and shit. So when we get into the court pen, we all in the court pen, we all eyeing, oh, that motherfucker my size. All right, I'm taking those before we leave here. Before he sees the judge, I'm taking the sneakers. I wear my bummy sneakers to court or whatever.
Right.
I sit down next to him. I say, yo, what's up, bro? And I spit the razor. Yo, take them shits off. Yo, run them shits, you know? So dudes used to be like, yo, Rich, you don't even fit them shits. And I used to tell him, yo, I got jail feet. I fit from size 6 to 12. If it looked good, I'm a rocket, you know?
And they gave the shoes up? They didn't want no
You
smoke?
want to get cut or you want to give the shoe up. It's whoever gets the drop, you know? And I already had a little reputation already, so I feel like I didn't even really need the sneakers, but I always believe you can't live off what you did years ago. If you want people to continue respecting you, you gotta keep putting in that work. You can't just say, I'm gonna put in work now and for 2-3 years, I'm gonna just lay back and chill. I'm not gonna respect that. I'm not gonna respect that. Back then,
Yeah.
not like that no more, but I'm saying back then, I don't respect that. Hey, oh, you a gangster? Oh, wait, you stabbed somebody 4 years ago? 4 years ago, I was in the street. I don't respect that. No, so you always have to constantly reinforce your rep,
Right.
you know?
Right. Did you get tested by new guys after you've been in there a while? At Rikers?
Not on my first bid as much, because he who strike first never loses, you know? So, but on my second bid when I went back in, when I was trying to be laid back, trying to not be on some rah-rah shit because I was older already, and first 18 years, I never got like stabbed bad. Like when I say bad, it gets sent to the outside hospital. Like on this bid, when I went back in this time, I was like 40 something, and because of my reputation from my last bid, I got stabbed from behind right in the mess hall. And they had to shut the jail down, riot happened. I had to get flown out to outside hospital, right here. Try to take my eye out.
Whoa.
He didn't take my eye out or stab me in my temple, you know? So, you know.
Oh, so you had a full-on shank,
Yeah,
not
shank.
just an
It was
ox.
razor. It was a shank.
Wow.
But it was a fiberglass shank, I think, because we had to go through the metal detectors in Elmira to go into the mess hall. So it's definitely a fiberglass shank that he hit me with. I never even thought about it, much about it, because, you know, it's casualties of war. Shit happens.
Right.
You live that lifestyle, you can't cry about it.
Ooh, you got lucky, though. You didn't hit
I
your
got
eye.
lucky, yeah. God bless. It didn't hit my eye or it didn't hit me in the temple, you know? But it was bad. It was gashed over here. And then the police hit me with the spray because I kept fighting.
Yeah.
And it was full-blown riot in the mess hall. They fired mad shots into the mess hall. So they was like, I was like, yo, I'm the one that got stabbed. Why y'all spraying me?
Yeah.
And he says, just, yo, NG, because that's what I call it. NG, just lay down, just stay down. But you know, you're so frustrated that you got stabbed and blood is pouring down your face and all you see is red, you know?
Yeah.
For a minute there, I forgot I was like 46 years old. I was like, yeah, I'm still 23, I'm fighting. But man, those days is over.
This episode is sponsored by Marsmen. I was thinking about this the other day. Why does it take me longer to recover from workouts? Why do I have less energy? Why do I have this stubborn lower body fat? I basically eat the same, I work out the same. It's because I'm getting older. I'm not in my 20s anymore, and I'm not going crazy. This happens to a lot of people, especially men. And what's interesting is that a lot of people think it's just normal, but it's actually hormonal. As you get older, your body starts shifting, holding on to more fat, losing muscle a little faster, and it can turn into a cycle that's tough to break. And again, that's why I cannot recommend Mars Men enough. Look at that. That is a half-empty bottle. I take 3 of these bad boys every day. Mars Men is a natural supplement designed to support healthy testosterone levels using ingredients like Tongat Ali, Shilajit, zinc, and boron. I mean, those have got to work because I can't even pronounce them. No weird stimulants, nothing synthetic, just stuff that's meant to help your body function the way that it's supposed to. And for me, it's been more about how I feel day to day, more consistent energy, better focus, and honestly, just feeling stronger in the gym again. Plus, I want to. Some men report it helps with things like staying leaner, better recovery, and just having that steady drive back. Like I said, I have 3 of these every morning after I have breakfast. It's made in the USA, right here in Austin, Texas, third-party tested, and they even have a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no downside to trying it out. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off, half off for life, hello, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts. God, that's a whole bunch of That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. Why wouldn't you do that? And it's also available on Amazon. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Was I screaming? That's because I got excited. Mars Men makes me excited, and I want you to feel the benefits just like I have. Thank you very much.
So when you're at Rikers, obviously your family's just devastated, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Have you been estranged from them these years that you, between the murder and the time that you ran away when you were 11 years old? Were you estranged from them or were you still keeping in touch?
No, I was semi-estranged because every now and then they used to try to sneak out on the street and like snatch me off the street and bring me home and force me to stay home, you know? Like they didn't just abandon me,
right,
but I was running from them, you know? Like one time I was walking down the street and next thing you know, somebody jumps out the car and I'm thinking it's an enemy and I almost reached back and pulled out, but then I looked and it was my mom and my dad. They was trying to snatch me to bring me home. And I saw them and I just took off. I took off and as I'm running, Canal Street is a wide block and I ran across and I almost got hit by like 2 cars. And then I see my mom, my dad stopped, he was smart. My mom, I see her, she just kept running. So I said, no, I can't let my mom get hit by a car. So I just said, stop, I'm not going nowhere. You got me. I said, I'm gonna lay down, don't run across the street. I didn't want my mom to get hit by a car, you know? So they grabbed me back, threw me in the car. Right. And it was their friend's car, so that way I wouldn't recognize the family car or whatever. And they took me back home. Wow. And then when they go back to work, I'm out. Yeah. Dipped again, you know.
I feel like your generation, there was just like thousands of kids like you, like almost like, orphans, runaways that just lost in the New York world, the underworld.
Yeah.
And their parents are working all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no help.
No.
You know?
Yeah, and it's not, and it's not because of lack of caring from the parents.
No.
It's that they follow the old traditional way of making sacrifices no matter what for the future, you know? So even when I know a lot of family members that they're established and I look at them, they're wealthy, but they still live that frugal lifestyle because they're always preparing for the future because they grew up in an era where tomorrow's meal was not promised, you know? Yeah. That's one of the reasons a lot of people immigrate to America for a brighter future because, you know, in this world, there are a lot of places in this world where no matter how advanced we think that country is, the next day is not promised for the citizens of those countries.
Right.
So when they come here, sometimes they bring that mentality over as well, and they think they're doing the right thing, and in a different era, they are. But in the American culture, where other kids see other kids and want to emulate and follow the style, follow the hype, I don't want to say it hurts the relationship between the parents, but
it definitely does. It definitely does.
In my community, in the Chinese community, one of the things that led more kids my age to the gang life was, and again, not blaming nobody, but the generation before us that came here, they never filled out those census forms. They didn't vote. They didn't do none of this stuff. So they don't know how much funds that they need to allocate to Chinatown for after-school programs for kids, certain boys and girls clubs. You don't see that in Chinatown because they don't register back then. They in the census, there's like 50 people living in Chinatown, so there's less police officers. It's not, people say, oh, the police officers in Chinatown are corrupted. No, it's not that they're corrupted. It's that they're understaffed because on paper, there's only 100 people living in Chinatown, but in reality, there's 5,000 people living in this apartment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say.
So it's not like, and people are like, oh yeah, that's why they turn a blind eye. It's not that they turn a blind eye. They was undermanned, understaffed.
Because they didn't assimilate.
Exactly.
Right.
And you have people that live in Chinatown 40, 50 years that don't speak English.
Right.
Like,
well, you yourself have a Chinese accent still.
I do, right?
Which is funny. Yeah.
Oh. People tell me that I don't have a Chinese accent, but when I get passionate about stuff, it comes out. But if I'm talking regularly or I'm on the phone, it doesn't come out.
Well, I thought you were Puerto Rican when I first spoke to you on the phone.
Oh, yeah?
And that's that because you're growing up in the Lower East Side and everybody's rubbing shoulders with different cultures. It's a melting pot. And parents, hardworking, traditional Chinese parents can't protect their kids from the influences of New York City, especially back then. It's not gonna happen. Were you abused though?
Abused like what?
Like physically abused? Like why did you not want to go home?
Well,
at all?
Physical abuse is, there's so many different levels of physical abuse. Like sometimes we grow so numb to it that we don't see it as physical abuse. We see it as, yo, this is mandatory. If you up, you getting your ass whipped back then, you know? Like I got the shit slapped out of me in front of my principal by an adult figure in my life. Right. And the principal was just like, yeah.
He deserved it.
Now? Oh my God, you have BCW, you have helicopters in front of the school, you have camera, you might even have PETA in front of your house talking about, yo, he's a child abuser. And all you did was chastise your child. But I won't say I was abused. I was chastised the way he was chastised. I was punished the way he was taught to punish the child from where he was from. And where he was from, it's acceptable. In America, it might seem like it's unacceptable, so other people might view it as abuse, but to me, it's not abuse. And
so you were just a bad. You were just a hard head.
Yeah.
That's just what it was.
And you know how they say that my parents was like, yo, don't ever let nobody trick you to join a gang. That's the worst thing you can do, let them trick you. Bro, when I tell you, when I was like in school, I was like, yo, where are these people that are supposed to trick me to join a gang? I want to join a gang and nobody's coming to recruit me. What the is going on? And I actively seeked out gangsters and it was like, yo, I really want to be in a gang one day when I grow up. So it was like the complete opposite of.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there's people that get tricked. Yeah. But then every now and then you get some people that wasn't exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer that seek that type of lifestyle, you know?
Damn, and so you're like a fully fledged gang member now. You're in Rikers, you're jacking people at knife point, at razor point for their kicks. I mean, this is the shit that rappers rap about when they talk about Rikers and taking sneakers. You're doing this shit. Were you pressed, first of all, as a Chinese dude back then in Rikers, who were you sitting with? Who were you banging with? Who were you bidding with?
Oh.
Other Asians?
No, that gang, I didn't really hang out with too many Asians in there because I was on the mindset that, bro, y'all try to kill me in the street. How can I break bread with you? How can I chill with you? How can I sit at the same table? All right, you didn't pull the trigger, but your boy pulled the trigger. If your boy gets locked up and he comes into this unit, whose side are you gonna take? You gonna take his side over mine? You gonna take my side over his? That's your gang brother. No, hell no, we're not breaking bread. We're not being cool. Because at any given time, we're all in that lifestyle. I don't know who's gonna roll through that door. So no. I'm not friends with nobody that I had beef with in the streets. If your cousin's mother's aunt, sister was a flying dragon, no, we can't sit at the same table. No, we can't break bread together. No, we're not friends. You know?
So then who were you with?
I grew up in Brooklyn, so I hung out with mostly Brooklyn dudes. Like, we all from the same area. We grew up in the same area.
Like black dudes?
It was mixed. Predominantly black, because, you know, I grew up in a black neighborhood, so. But a lot of kids that I grew up with that remember me from the streets as a child. Not as a gang member, but as the only Chinese kid in the hood, you know.
So you didn't have to like segregate by race in Rikers? That's not how it works?
Not really, not that much, not that much. I mean, the race, there was like levels, hierarchies to what race picks on who and stuff like that, you know. And, you know, it's funny because gangs in prison, that's how they're created. Gangs create other gangs through oppression. Like, I won't say I was fortunate, but I was there to witness the growth of so many gangs and seeing the reason why they was created. And it falls under the same misconception that Asian gangs, they start off as trying to protect the community and end up, once they get into power, they start feeling themselves a little too much and they start becoming what they was created to fight.
Yeah.
You know, so the oppressees become the oppressors and the oppressors create more gangs. And that's how Land Kings, and I was there when Land Kings first came to the New York State prison system in Rikers Island in 1992, when they was only existed in Chicago. And when they first started, so they could, it was mostly Puerto Ricans, so they could stick together and be unified against other races that was oppressing them. And you know, back then they had other groups that was more powerful that oppressed them, that oppressed non-English speaking. It wasn't about the race. If you didn't speak English right as kids, you're gonna get picked on. You know, so the oppression with that wasn't really about race, it was how you talk and stuff like that, or where you from. And that caused the Latino community to get together and take something from another state and create its own in New York. And in turn, once they got into power, the oppressees became the oppressors and started oppressing a lot of black dudes and stuff like that. And what happened? The black dudes took a West Coast gang and created the Bloods in New York State. And that was in 1995. It was so quick that the transitions happened because when you're being oppressed and you're fighting for your life and you're being picked on, you're gonna go with whatever means necessary, the easiest route. And what's easier than let's band together and we outnumber them. Why are we letting them pick on us? Blah, blah, blah. And we're for the peoples. All right, y'all for the peoples. But when you're in power and you don't no longer have an enemy to fight, you know, I mean, who is the devil if he didn't fight God? You have to, and once the oppression is gone, now I'm in power now.
What do I do with all this
power? What do I do with all this power? That's why they branched off with other sets and other hoods, and then eventually they clashed with each other as well. Because once you got rid of all the enemies, what happened? You get infighting, in-house fighting.
Were you oppressed at Rikers at all? Oppression's an interesting word because that's what it is. You know, you're oppressed by the system, and then you're oppressed by the gangs within the system.
I wasn't oppressed by the gang because I Chinese and I spoke English and I got busy and I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really oppressed as much. And again, my mentality was so warped and wrong that I thought it was cool to be a bully back then. So when I went to jail, I was a bully. Did
you do time in the hole at Rikers?
Yeah. Oh, in Rikers, yeah.
For what?
I got caught with a razor before. I got caught for cutting. I got caught for, when the riot squad runs through the hallway, you gotta put your hands on the wall. I was like, I'm tired today. I'm not putting my hands on the wall. Called the second squad. So, I had a lot of issues.
Did they f you up?
Hell yeah, they did. I'd be waking up in the YME pin all the time. Eye jammy, lips swollen. Wow. And they'd be like, what happened? I don't know. I had fun.
And they'll beat the brakes off of you, especially back then, the cops, right?
Without hesitation.
And you cut somebody after you didn't just cut the man Tiny. You actually hit somebody clean.
Not Tiny. I'm calling him Tiny now because he's still a close friend of mine.
Fair enough.
We still meet like once a month to go out to dinner and stuff like that. And he always shows me a little bullshit scratch.
You still got it?
Bullshit scratch. You can only see it when he shaves his head and he's like, I should have you up for that. He was such a good guy. Like
it's a good way to meet a friend.
Never judge a book by its cover. Yeah. Because he looked like a monster.
Yeah.
But kind as heart, gentle soul, you know what I'm saying? We all made mistakes to get incarcerated, but he's somebody that I would not say is evil. Right. He has a good heart. You guys still certain people that are evil. Yeah. Evil to the bone.
Yeah. Did you see that in there? Did you see that? Like, you're like, okay, this guy's gonna be here forever.
Oh, no, I had a lot of friends that had like life sentences that was never going out.
Yeah.
And I don't look at them as evil because they're my homies, but people from the outside looking in would be like, this guy's a problem. Mm-hmm. This guy's a beast.
So I assume you had a public defender. Did you have a paid lawyer?
I paid a lawyer. I was in the gang.
Okay,
I pay lawyer.
so the gang put up the money for
Yes,
the lawyer.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's good of them at least.
I shouldn't have.
Really?
So I should have went with a public defender.
It was a dump truck? Lawyer wasn't good, or what happened? How did the case, you took a plea? Tell us what happened.
I ended up taking a plea.
For how long?
3 to 9.
3 to life?
3 to 9.
3 to 9?
Yeah.
For killing a dude?
I was 16. Everybody was killing people back in the 90s.
Everybody.
Everybody.
And
I told you, there's a whole dorm of just adolescents under 18 years old. 50 beds on this side, 50 beds on this side. Everybody's in there for homicide. So it was, the 90s was like towards the end of the crack era. So there was no viable role models for everybody, for every culture, not just for Asian, African American, white people. Like at that time, during the height of the crack era, all the role models were strung out. It was like back in the days with the dope fiends. It's a cycle. I just happened to live in the tail end of the crack era cycle. So it wasn't just Asians, it's everybody. We didn't know the value of life. We didn't care. You see people ODing in the street. You see people robbing each other. You see people fondling dogs' genitals for a rock. So, how can you respect human life? You know what I'm saying? So,
These crack dealers had sick senses of humor.
Sick.
Like, oh, you coming with $8, not 10?
$8.
Tickle that pug's balls.
Yeah, tickle my dog's balls and I'll give you that rock. That's how it was, You know how it was,
I mean, no, not like that, but not quite like that. So you got it was murder too, it was manslaughter.
I was indicted for second-degree murder. I pled guilty to first-degree manslaughter.
Okay. And then they proved that you reloaded. They proved that.
I had to tell them the whole story. I had to tell them the whole case.
Right.
In order to plead guilty in New York, and they already know because so many people were at it, and I got caught on camera before getting caught on camera was a thing because I did it inside the pool hall, right in front of the cash register. Don't know what I was thinking, but I was caught on camera, so there was no point. So
did he turn his back, or was he facing you? Did he have a gun?
He's facing me. He picked up a pool stick and smashed the pool stick. We were supposed to fight outside. I didn't want to cause a scene in the pool or whatever. But I heard loud noises. He was with the crew.
Right.
I was with the crew, and next thing you know, I heard the pool stick crack. I ain't even waiting outside. So.
Wow. Was that the first time you shot somebody?
No, it was not the first time I shot somebody. I got locked up before for shooting at somebody, so.
No way. So this wasn't even your first time in jail at 16?
No. I mean, we get bringing for questioning all the time. But I was never formally indicted for homicide until that case.
Wow.
But every time something happens in Chinatown, we always get rounded up.
Yeah.
And they don't tell us you're getting rounded up as a perpetrator. You come to the precinct. We need you as stand-ins. But meanwhile, they want the victim to identify us.
Right. That's dirty. They're trying to just pin you guys.
When I got locked up for the murder, I was in there. I was 16, right? They took people from the police academy to sit in the lineup with me, adults. Three adults here, 2 adults here. I'm the only 16-year-old kid in there. I mean, I was guilty, but that's...
Yeah.
How can you mistake me?
I know. No,
it's like putting me in there with 4 black dudes. Well, you might as well do that.
I know we all look alike, but seriously.
But they adults and they're in the police academy. They're clean shaven.
Wow. That's crazy. I don't think they use that. I think that's pretty much inadmissible now. Like for a prosecutor to try to use eyewitness testimony to get a guilty plea. But back then,
Back then, they were more lenient with law enforcement back then,
It was weird because they were more lenient with law enforcement and more lenient with sentencing.
Yes, very much. Very much so.
Now you just get smacked. You'd probably be doing 20 years for a murder like that now, even if it was for first-degree manslaughter.
Well, when I went back in the second time, I went in there for punching somebody. I punched them one time, and they gave me 7 years for that. So the laws have changed, opposed to the level of the laws back then.
Right.
So it's more severe now when you do stuff.
So you've got 3 to 9. Where do you go first? Now you're upstate. Now you don't go to a juvenile prison.
No.
Because you're 18 now, right?
Yeah, I'm 18, but I was already charged as an adult. They just put me in the adolescent wing. But once you go upstate, you're a man in prison. You're a number.
Yeah.
You're no longer, you're the youngest kid here. You're a number. You don't exist no more.
Did you feel like a 3 to 9? You're like, I got a good deal.
Yeah, I did. I did. But
It's funny the perspective in there, you know, like you hear people, I heard people on the chain like saying like, yeah, dude, I got 18 for the body. Like I made out, I did good.
and you know what? That really hurt me even more because now I had a bigger chip on my shoulder. I was like, I don't got to follow no rules. No matter what, worst thing to do, I'll do 9 years. 9 years, I know what date I'm going home. I don't give a So tuck your shirt in. Tuck my shirt. Go to program. Man, get the out of here. I got a date. I'm gonna go home regardless. Whether I'm good or bad, I'm gonna go home on this date no matter what. So that's why I didn't learn. That's why I ended up going back in.
So you're just thinking about that max date. You're like, I'll do 9.
About the max date. So when they say, you're going to the hole, so what? I could go home from the hole. Who cares? You know? No visits. So what? I was visiting when I go home. I have a date. You know, that was the mentality, and look where it got me. I didn't go to no programs. I didn't go to school, and they released me because they had no choice but to release me. And I went home with no training, no skills, no nothing.
This episode is sponsored by Hims. I am so proud to have Hims as a sponsor. You guys know what it is. ED treatment from the comfort of your home. It used to be in the old days, if you couldn't get your prick hard, you had to go down to Tijuana and meet some dude in a ski mask in a dark alleyway to get your medicine. No more. Just go online, go to hims.com. They'll connect you with a licensed healthcare provider so you can get access to ED treatment from home. You just fill out a quick intake, a provider reviews it, and if treatment makes sense, it gets shipped straight to your door. They offer options like sildenafil, which is of course just generic Viagra, and it can be way more affordable than the brand name. Not can be, will be. And if that's not the right fit, they've got other options too. So it's really about finding what works best for you. Really, they've got like a menu of ED treatment options there. It looks like a Chinese buffet. It's straightforward, it's simple, and it takes away a lot of that friction that keeps people from taking action. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and so much more, visit hims.com/connect. That's hims.com/CONNECT for your free online visit. Once again, hims.com/connect. Prescription is required. See website for details and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris. This episode is sponsored by PrizePicks. The playoff push is heating up and tournament hoops are here. This is the best time of the year for sports. I love it. And there's no better way to cash in on all of the action than on PrizePicks. And now they've got team picks, which I've been messing around with lately, and it honestly makes watching games way more fun. I used to just focus on player picks, but now you can make selections on full games, like picking winners, spreads, and totals. As you can see, I got my PrizePicks app open. There's all those different sports I can choose from, but obviously I'm going to the NBA. As you can see, they already have a lot of selections laid out for you. You can make your own if you want, but I just keep it simple. I'm going more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. I love Anthony Edwards, especially in the postseason. The PRA is points, rebounds, and assists. I selected that he's going to make more than 36.5 for the game. So you see, I just tap that at the bottom. Boom, make that my selection. Now I just have one more to make. Who's my other player that I love? Let's go with Jalen Brunson. Oh man, he is so clutch. As you can see, they offer me all of these different selections. I'm just going to keep it simple on this one, even easier. Points, 27.5. Even though I think he can make more, I'm just going to have some fun and say that he's going to make less than 27.5 points the first game. As you can see, boom, get it ready. I submit. My money's already in there. I hit submit lineup, $20 to win 60. That is a triple up, folks. Bam. That's how easy it is. And I'm in the game. No complication whatsoever. What I like is that it's not just individual games either. You can make picks on bigger outcomes too, like who's taking the whole thing or winning it all later on. It just adds another layer if you're already into sports. And team picks are available in a ton of states, including Texas, which makes it super easy to get started and make your selections right in the app. Download the PrizePicks app today and get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when you use code CONNECT. That's code CONNECT to get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's Good to be right, damn it. PrizePicks Predict is a registered FCM offering team picks and culture picks as event contracts. Trading involves significant risk, not for all. The content provided is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, a recommendation to trade any commodity interest, or an offer to open an account. The Connect is not registered with the CFTC or NFA. PrizePicks Predict does not endorse or guarantee any statements made by third-party promoters or influencers. Please consult with a qualified professional before making any trading decisions.
I don't want to jump ahead here. I'm trying to keep it sequential. So, yeah, tell us about the first bid. Like, you're just a hardhead, rocking. What did you get into?
A lot of things. I was selling drugs in there. I was, I was living the same life I was living in the streets, with the exception of female companionship.
Right.
But,
Had you sold drugs on the street?
I actually didn't. I didn't sell drugs until I went to jail. I've never sold drugs in the street. I didn't sell drugs. I sold my first bag of dope in prison. I never was even around that stuff.
Right.
I was so young. My duty on the street was just to cause mayhem.
Right.
I wasn't a shaker big. I wasn't an earner.
Right.
You know how you have different levels in the organization. I wasn't an earner. I was the one that, there's a party over here. It's an Asian night. Go there, pop some shit off.
Right.
That was my thing.
So you were hustling in prison now.
And I was hustling. I didn't even need to hustle. I just want to be in the loop.
Yeah.
I want to beg me for a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. You got people strung out like that in prison?
In prison? Yeah. Dope was bad. It was so bad. Okay, I'll tell you a story of this one incident, right? People will drop their pride for anything. I just came out the box, and this box was the whole facility was a box. So once you finished, it's a Supermax box shell, Southport. They only do SHU time over there, special housing unit, isolation. And I just came out the box, so I went to where did I go? I went there for DU, so I went back. I went to Orleans, I think. And the porter there, I had no cigarettes because my property didn't come with me yet. So I told the porter, I'm gonna go to the yard later on when they call yard. I'm gonna get some cigarettes, but I just came here, let me borrow a pack of cigarettes and he was like, nah, I wanna help you, but this is my hustle. I only juggle, meaning that 1 for 2. And my policy is, I'm never gonna pay nobody 1 for 2. If you lend it to me, I'm gonna pay you back, but you look like a sucker, you gonna juggle it to me?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I respect your hustle. I don't want it, I'm good. Went to the yard, came back, had cigarettes. That weekend I went on a visit, came back with a bag.
Bag of dope?
When I say the bag, the whole loony full of dope. I came back with 2-3 grams.
Explain that. What is a whole loony? What is that?
A balloon.
Okay.
A balloon.
Got it.
Yeah. I was moving.
Wow.
So I came back in, I'm with my son, bag it up. And then he's the boarder. So he runs around. And then he was like, and he sees everybody calling me, yo, Rich, boom. You coming out tonight? They know. They know who came off the visit and they know what time it is. So he came up to me, he was like, yo, I heard you got that bag. I said, yeah, I do. He said, can I buy one? I said, of course you can buy one. He said, nah, it's a misunderstanding. Bro, I'm a businessman. He says, yo, right now, how much? I said, go rate. I'm gonna charge you extra, 8 packs. He's like, yo, I don't have 8 packs right now. I only got 4 packs. I said, no problem, bring the 4 packs. Came to my cell, gave me the 4 packs of cigarettes. I took the bag of dope, opened it up, took my ID, split the bag in half, threw it on the floor. I was like, here's your 4 packs. Do you know? That's the type of power that drugs have on you. Right. He had to accept that type of humiliation if you want this bag.
Yeah.
And I only did that to him because,
there wasn't a dog's balls around it.
You want to juggle me a pack of cigarettes? You could have gave me a pack of cigarettes. I would have gave you 2 bags for free right now, just to tell you, watch the police while I'm bagging up. Right. But put my sheet up, put my mirror up. I don't need you now. And now when you come to cop, I'm gonna humiliate you. You got 4 packs, no problem. Here, open the bag up. I showed him. I don't even want the bag. I just threw that shit on the floor. Cut the bag. Here's your 4 pack. Oh, you want it or not? I'll give you your 4 packs back, motherfucker.
Right.
So that was the type of mentality I had. Power. You get that. That's why I was selling drugs in there, because you get that power trip. Right. You get that. Yeah. sweating you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You have that over people.
over people.
Was that a rush for you?
It was. It's sick. When I was younger, that was a rush for me. I felt like Tony Montana or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so a gram of dope sold for 8 packs of cigarettes?
No, hell
way,
no.
way more, right?
No, hell no. A gram of dope, I used to make 32 jail bags out of it.
Okay, how much is a jail bag?
8 packs of cigarettes.
Okay, so that's mad cartons of cigarettes.
At that time,
Hundreds of cartons.
I don't want cigarettes. Though. I usually have them send money out to my people or whatever, you know, or
Because a whole gram should sell for like hundreds of
I'm gonna
dollars.
sell it for a gram. I'm gonna sell the whole gram.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
bringing that shit down.
Yeah.
I'm bringing that shit down. 1 gram, 32 bags, each bag $20 street to street. I make almost like $600 off a gram that my people spent $75 for. You know?
Wow.
So
Who are you people on the street?
my friends that stayed loyal to me.
Right.
You know?
Did the Chinese had that heroin connection? It was like a Puerto Rican.
I was too small in the game to know that. That was above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Like even the dope I was getting in prison, I had my little homies go cop from Harlem somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like it wasn't even like I had the line or whatever.
How are they getting it in?
They came to visit me.
You just swallow it?
I swallow it.
Nice.
And then when I go back, hopefully it comes back up.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
it don't, I gotta wait 3 days to shit it back out. But it's coming out one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming out one way or the other.
We just had a guy on here yesterday. He said he would get weed in. You know how black guys are always getting the weed in. And he said he had a guy, it was his connect. He fronted the money. They put like a few ounces, compressed it into a condom, and this guy dildoed the weed condom in his ass, boofed it.
That's normal. That's very, very common in there. It's called putting it in the trunk. Like, yo, pack that shit in the trunk. If a search comes, you don't want to get caught with, pack that shit in the trunk before they get in there.
You better put your pride aside.
If you want to live that lifestyle, like.
So if you're, this is gonna be a little gruesome, but if you put the junk in the trunk and you gotta spread your ass and cough for the guards, it won't come out?
No. Wow. That just shoots right up into your guts. You want to hold it in and not put. This is it's a natural reflex. You don't got shit hanging out your asshole, right?
Right.
So you're not gonna have a balloon hanging out your asshole.
right.
It should go right into.
But
your
you
gut.
gotta really put it up there.
No. Your body naturally is. I don't know the science behind it, but
Kids, if you're thinking about gay sex,
don't. This is.
think again. It goes right up in your guts.
It goes right into your guts. Yeah.
Woo. Pause. New York, and pause after that. Wow, that's wild. Did you have to do that?
I never had to do that because I was like, I had people working for me. Like,
Right.
I get the drugs. Well, when you have the power, yo, here, hold this for me. You know, when we go to the yard, hold this for me. Bring this out to the yard for me. I got you.
Yeah.
I give him 2, 3 bags. He's happy. He's gonna hold the whole. And I'm walking around the yard. And every time I make a sale, yo, give him 5, give him 3, give him 2. He thinks he's my homie. He thinks he's my right hand man. But you know, we both serve each other a purpose.
So you're running shit.
I'm running shit,
but
not running shit. I'm living in the circle.
Right.
I'm doing what everybody else does. I'm not unique. Everybody does it.
No,
Everybody
but-
survives their own way.
compared to the streets, though, you have people working for you now. You have real power. Like you didn't.
In prison, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you did level up. If you're looking at this sick world,
Yeah.
you did level up in prison.
Yeah. But I didn't look at it as them working for me. It's the crew, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody rides for free. You're down with the crew. All right, you my boy. Yeah, we cool. But we in jail. There's only one picture on my ID card. You know, I gotta take care of myself. So you in a crew, all right, you wanna get high for free? All right, earn your keep. Everybody earn their keep. You know, I have no problem helping y'all earn your keep, but I'm not your sugar daddy.
Did you ever get a ticket, or did they ever search your cell? Did they?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you got tickets,
Yeah.
but did you ever catch any kind of paper for drugs?
Yeah. I got caught a few times. People telling on me. People that owe a lot. Oh shit, I don't want to pay. Let me tell the sergeant. Or somebody that get caught with drugs, you know. And I know they question you because when I got caught, they questioned me. You know, They took me right to the watch commander's office, and they gave me the same spiel they can't give everybody else that got caught. Hey, listen, we don't want you. We just want to know where the drugs is coming from. You know, so if you help us out, we can help you out. And then, you know, I'm a wise ass. I mean, word, you can help me? He's like, yeah. Nobody will know. He's like, no, nobody will know. He's like, I said, yo, you gave it to me. You don't remember? He's like, officer, get this asshole, bring this asshole back to his cell.
Hey, I'll tell you, but I want a Sprite first. I want to get something out of it.
I was just with him. Like, sometimes when you're in there, you just do shit because you're bored. Yeah. Like one time I was in solitary confinement and they had me behind a door with the glass, and it was kind of cold in there. So when the nurse is walking by, do their rounds, I said, nurse. I was bored. I said, yo, come here. I need your help. I need your help. And they came over and said, what happened? And I kept looking behind my cell like there was somebody in there, but there wasn't. It was a single cell. So she's interested. The staff that's escorting her, it was a sergeant that was escorting her around the box, was interested. And they're like, calm down, tell us what's going on. I was like, I'll tell you. And then they was like, just tell us. I went, the glass thing, I went, I fogged it up and I said, I see dead people. That's when the Sixth Sense came out, and every time you say you see dead people, like smoke would come out of his mouth. Like, we used to just find dumb shit to do just to pass the time. Knucklehead shit. And sometimes they can't help but to laugh.
Of course.
But they don't want to laugh in front of us, but you know.
And you've been interrogated so much, like even on the street, that it didn't seem to scare you, right?
Interrogating?
Like
I'm already in jail. What are you going to do, lock me up?
Yeah.
I'm already going to the hole. I know I'm going to the hole. What are you going to do, lock me up? Right. Yeah. I got a set date. You can put me on the moon. I'm going to go home on that date. Put me on the moon if you want to. That was my mentality back then.
Did your parents try to get you to calm down so you could get out earlier? Like,
they did.
Be out in 3, 4?
Yeah. And you know what? I want to say that, you know how they say some people didn't get arrested, they got rescued? I was that. I didn't get arrested. I got rescued because I didn't live at home. I didn't get a chance to know my parents. I didn't get to know their story. I didn't know about their trials and tribulations. I learned everything through the prison visit floor when they used to come up to visit me. After I betrayed them and ran away from them, they still forgave me and came back up to visit me. Like, you know who don't get the credit? Like, people always glorify prison and glorify all the shit they've done in jail. That shit is so shameful. There's nothing to be proud of doing that shit. You know who are the real unsung heroes? The people that take the time out to sit on a bus for 8 hours, to come upstate to visit you for 3 hours, and then take a bus back for 8 hours. And nobody owes you that. But these people take the time out of their life to come make sure you're okay, to make sure you're holding it together. Because I'll be honest, if I wasn't getting the love from my parents or visits or whatever, my mindset might have been even more twisted. But it's the love that they showed, the unconditional love of, when they come through that visiting room, I went back up to visit my friends before, after I came home. They don't treat visitors great. They treat you like they treat the prisoners. Mm-hmm. Stand over here, pull your shirt out. Oh, your bra's ringing, take your bra off. Like, how can you tell somebody that never committed a crime, take your bra off to go visit somebody? Like, I had witnessed that firsthand, and I'm like, nobody gives the fathers, the mothers, the grandmothers, the daughters, the sons, the cousins, the brothers and sisters, the friends that come up and take the time out to visit somebody that society forgot about. Those are the unsung heroes. Those are the people that should get all the glorified. If y'all want to rap about something, rap about that. Rap about how your boy or your sister that's from somebody else held you down your whole bid and came up and supported you. Like, those are the stories that should be out there. Not stories, I was robbing people, I was stealing people, I was doing this, I was doing that. That's the easy way. Anybody can do that. Right. I'm not unique. Anybody can be an asshole.
Well, unfortunately, that's what we do here on this podcast. So you better start telling me some stories.
I got stories. I definitely got stories, but at the end of the day, I don't want people to think I'm glorifying my past. I'm very ashamed of my past. But my past is what led me to where I am today.
Right.
So I have to accept that. And if my story can help somebody else not change a 3 to 9 to 18 years, or after doing 18 years going back for some stupid shit, then I feel like I did something, But there are definitely stories.
So you got out in 9 years?
No,
okay.
I got out 18 years.
All right, so it's not like you got out and then came back and then went back.
I never left.
Okay, got it. Okay, so tell us about how you kept catching more years.
Got caught stabbing somebody.
What year was that? Do you remember? Do you remember what year into your bid?
Yeah. It was close to the third year.
Right.
Close to the third year.
Right. So what facility, what prison?
I got caught. That's the one I got caught for. and they rearrested me for that.
Where? Which prison?
Rikers Island, C-74.
So you got caught stabbing somebody before you were even sentenced?
Before I even got sentenced, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Because
wild.
I was facing 25 to life. I was there for a homicide. I didn't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. What happened? Tell us what happened.
Apparently the shit that I did with Tiny didn't work. So when I went to another house, I had to do it again. But like I said, you build your reputation up, but you can't keep living off your reputation. People are gonna try you.
Yeah.
Like what had happened with me was, we was in the day room, we was watching a movie, it was called Death Warrant. It was with Van Damme, it just came out.
Yep.
So we watched the movie, and before the movie was over, it was count time. So we didn't get to watch the end of the movie, everybody had to lock in. So when we locked in, of course we all hype, we don't know how the movie ended, so we're on the gate talking to each other, and then somebody was like, yo, that Van Damme was a bad and you know, I'm trying to get down with the crowd, so I'm like, yeah, he all right, but he ain't with Bruce. So he's like, what? That kick Bruce Lee's ass. I said, what, you stupid? Bruce Lee will kick his ass. And he's like, what? You don't know nothing about fighting. You no, you. I said, what? Me? I said, I hope you feel that same way when we come out. And he was like, I don't give a fuck, suck my dick. And you know, in jail, you can't let nobody tell you suck my dick.
You can stuff junk in the trunk, but you cannot let somebody...
to tell you. You could stick 3 ounces of weed up your ass. Nobody's gonna call you a gay.
Yeah.
But somebody says you just suck his dick and you don't do nothing, then you might as well start doing it.
Facts.
Because that's what you're gonna be known for.
We call it sex play. Don't sex play me.
Yeah. Don't do that. So when he did that, I said, all right, the whole gallery got quiet. So everybody heard it. Whole gallery got quiet. I'm sitting in my cell, I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna have to kill this dude. He tried to humiliate me just now, you know? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna just stab him a few times. I'm gonna kill him. So when the cell's open, but before the cell's open, he sends me a kite. You know what a kite is, a letter with the suicide aid. He said, you're rich, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. This shit got carried out of hand, boom. I was like, you know what? All right, whatever, man. I didn't say yes or no. I said, all right, whatever, it's all good. But you lock right across from me. So the minute the cell's open, I didn't give a f the CO was looking at me. I just ran in there. I broke my locker the night before, and I made a knife out of the locker. I just rushed them. I still got time to do. I can't have that labeled as somebody that accepts those words. I mean, you can tell me that now and be like, oh, really? What word? I don't give a But as a kid, you know, your pride or whatever, and not just pride, your will to live. You don't, you know, bro, you know.
Yeah. And it's not like in prison where you can wait a little bit for like an ideal time to hit them.
No.
You can't, you're in, like the time is of the essence because everybody sees
Everybody's seen it.
You were a punk.
We're not gonna walk to the mess hall together and then afterwards I'm gonna pop on you. No. The minute these doors is open, I'm coming out.
So you broke, explain for people who don't know about lockers in New York jails.
It's like a little locker like this with the door. It's made of like aluminum or whatever.
Yeah.
Inside each locker door, has like a little flap or whatever. You just bring it and you bang that out.
Sharpen the shit down?
Yeah. You sharpen this shit down. You got all night. You got all night long. Because, bro, there's no way you're gonna sleep. After somebody tells you the SMD on the gate, you're not sleeping. You got butterflies in your stomach. You know what you got to do. Like
you're furious.
You're furious. You technically you really have no more options. So you're just like focused on, you know, and I didn't want to be placed in that because you know there's certain levels in prison of prisoners as well. You know, you got the high to the low. You know, you let somebody tell you the SMD, you might as well just go hang out with the viper snipers and the vapors.
Yeah,
it's true. You know what I'm saying? And they get it the worst. You know, firsthand, I was abusive
to the diaper snipers, the pedos.
Yeah, because I was in Elmira, right? And you know, like I said, I had a reputation as the police was jacking me. So I was the one that was in charge of shaving all their heads in intake when they come. When everybody come through intake, when you come to New York State prison system, you got to get your head shaved. Yeah. That's intake. I worked in intake. So everybody that came up north, I was shaving their head. So the police anyone that was in there for as a child molester or rapo, the police will give me the eye and go like this, and I know after I shave their head, I'll shave their right eyebrow. So everybody in jail knows You got one eyebrow, you're a raper, you're a diaper sniper, and the officers that doesn't work in the receiving room will know that you're a child molester, so when shit happens to you, they turn a blind eye to it, you know? So
Damn, and the guards have
with
no problem.
that's why they pick somebody that knows how, that people respect to work in those positions, because you can't just have anybody just shaving an eyebrow.
Right.
Because shave my eyebrow, yo, what the fuck are you doing? But
do they know when you do it? Like, do they look at, what do they do?
The police turned around and I grabbed the neck and I said, yo, you're a child molester. Bam! So, you know, they don't, they let me do it.
You're marking it. You're literally marking a victim.
I have to, because all crimes are bad. But any crime perpetrated against children or any crime perpetrated against people that can't defend themselves, I hate.
Yeah.
You know? I wish I was the Punisher. Marvel, carries me in the next Punisher movie. But
All right, so we're back to the doors open up at Rikers. You've got the piece of metal you just took from your locker and you ran in the dude's cell. And you just...
They could look it up on the thing. I don't want to get too much into it. The family's still trying to sue me. So,
Still?
Yeah. It ended bad. Ended really bad.
I mean...
I don't talk about it, but if people do their research, they can find it.
Did he get put in the hospital?
Yeah.
I mean, how sharp can you make a piece of aluminum overnight? Like, it seems dull.
It seems dull when you're rubbing it on concrete. It's gonna file. You don't file it into a triangle. You just file it. You just make a point.
Yeah.
Like people take so much time filing it into a triangle to make it look nice. You don't need to make it look like a triangle. All you need is a point. All you need to do is get it in. Like they say, just get the tip in.
Yeah. Come here, baby. Just the tip.
Then put the tip in. But yeah, no.
So it put holes in them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he gets shipped to the hospital. You get recharged. You get charged.
Yeah. They took me right to. No, they took me to another house first. Then they took me to confinement, the Bing they call it, and then somebody from Bronx Criminal Court came. They fingerprinted me in the receiving room, bring me to Bronx Criminal Court, fingerprinted me there, bring me back, and then I had a court date.
So it's attempt murder, or what's the charge?
Assault.
Okay.
Assault. Because Rikers Island is funny. Your address is in Queens, because it's in East Elmhurst, the address.
Right.
But being that the landmass is in the river Bronx has a jurisdiction. So whenever you catch a case in the Bronx, in Rikers Island, you gotta go to Bronx Criminal Court.
I see.
So everybody say, oh yeah, I used to go to Queens Court when I was in Rikers Island. Stop lying.
Yeah.
You catch a case on Rikers Island, you're not going to Queens Court, even though you're in Queens. The Bronx has jurisdiction over Rikers Island.
Makes sense. So, okay, shit. So how was that adjudicated? How much did you obviously?
I pled guilty. but ran concurrent with my time.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, ran concurrent with my time.
So, wow. And you still got an opportunity to get out in 3 years.
I still would have had, but then I went upstate and caught another case, you know, so.
Yeah, I don't know if you had even gone to the parole board at 3 years after catching that stabbing case.
No, I would have. They would have just hit me. I would have CR'd on that bid anyway. I would have CR'd on that 3 to 9.
What does that mean?
If you don't lose no good time, the longest they can hold you is 6 years.
Okay.
But if you lose good time, then they can hold you up to 9 years.
So you started losing good time.
Oh yeah, I lost all my good time. First year, I lost all my good time already. I only had 3 years of good time, so it was easy to lose. One ticket, I lost a year of good time. So.
Really? What was that ticket?
Assault.
Just beating a dude up?
No, with a weapon.
Touching him with a. Now in New York state prisons, is it still like razors, like at Rikers?
It depends.
So you just lost a year just touching a dude.
Yeah.
And they send you the hole?
Yeah.
What was your longest hole shot?
7 years. 7 years.
When did that happen?
I caught that new case. Anybody that's been in New York State, they know what you did if they give you 7 years straight, you know?
And that was the most recent bid?
No, last bid.
Okay. You've done so many bids and caught so many cases.
I only caught 2 bids. I only did 2 bids.
Okay, so it was the first bid.
When I was 16 to 34, the 18 years.
Wow. Okay. Because I
when I say new bid, I caught it before it was even released. I caught it while I was inside.
I know. I get that.
Yeah.
How far into your first bid did you catch that hole shot for 7 years?
95 to 2001, like three or 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also got a new charge?
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell us what happened?
Assault. This is assault.
Assault on an inmate or assault on
Staff.
a
Staff.
on a CO?
Yeah, and a sergeant too. That's why they did it for so long, you know.
Oh, this is cool. You gotta tell us what happened.
I always say I'd rather get caught with it than to get caught without it.
Right.
So I always walk strapped, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm stabbing somebody, they try to break it up. I blanked out, I stabbed them by accident, and then when the squad came, tried to jump me, they hitting me. I'm just swinging wildly. I didn't have intent. It just happened.
Where did you hit him? Was it bad?
It was in his thigh, his arm, and his back. Yeah.
That's quite an accident.
Yeah, but the sergeant had it worse. So
That sounds like the JFK magic bullet. Yeah, went through the guy's arm and up.
Yeah, but again, it was the spur of the moment. I was just, and I would stab myself. So I was bleeding as well, you know? So I was bleeding as well. So it wasn't just like a one-sided thing, you know? It wasn't a one-sided thing.
You got stabbed?
Yeah. I've been stabbed, I've been cut, you know.
So it was a fight with a dude, or you were?
Yeah, because he was armed too. He was armed too.
What prison was this at?
Sing Sing. We was inside the auditorium. Wow. You know?
It was a rival, or it was just a guy you had beef with?
It was always seat. It was always seat. He was sitting in my seat. Yeah, so.
That's crazy. So you were getting the best of him when the cops, or had you already been stabbed?
I didn't know he was armed as well. When we started arguing, I was like, yo, what are you doing sitting here? And because I didn't know him, and he wasn't a punk either, apparently, you know? Yeah. So the minute I started hitting him up, I didn't even know he was hitting me. Wow. Pulled out too, you know, so.
Where'd you get hit?
It was superficial, like on the side and stuff like that. Right. But it definitely ripped my shirt, and it was definitely scratch marks and blood and stuff like that, so, you know. And
then the sergeant came over as you're tussling with the CO.
Yeah, there was like a few COs, you know, but.
Did the sergeant get touched?
Yeah, he got hit touched too, yeah.
Where'd he get it?
I think on the shin, on the shin and his thigh, because I was already on the ground.
Right.
I was already on the ground. Thigh and shin. But, you know, they took it very serious, you know.
So you were charged with, you're rearrested?
Yeah.
And then where are you brought to court when you catch a case in Sing Sing?
Austin County.
Okay, and they're like Hicks up there?
No, it's pretty city-like, but, okay. You know, I pled guilty as well, you know, so, you know, I'm not trying to.
What was the charge? Was assault?
Assault. I pled it all the way down to assault.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you sitting in jail fighting that case?
I was in the box.
Oh, so they keep you in the box at Sing Sing?
Yeah, I was in the hole. No, I wasn't in the hole in Sing Sing no more. Every time I had to go to court, they had to drive me back down because they couldn't keep me in Sing Sing because staff was hurt.
Right.
So my life would be in danger. So they had to ship me out that same night.
Would the guards retaliate like that?
Hell yeah! When I went in the downstairs, you like stabbing officers, right? Yeah, I got sucker punched a few times going through transit. You're shackled, you're handcuffed, you know. And when you go over there, they're like, yo, yeah, that's the guy he think he could assault. Oh yeah, you think you're tough? Boom! Punch you right in your stomach, you know. All right, take these cuffs off. Take these cuffs off, you know. Yeah. Sometimes I'll spit back at them, you know, they put the mask on me, but, you know, I learned that fighting back, you can't win when you're shackled.
No.
You can't win when you're shackled.
It's the most vulnerable. Yeah, it's crazy.
But I did get payback one time. I was in, which box was this? This was in Collins S Block. Collins S Block is, everybody there is solitary confinement. No human contact. You got the shower in the back of the cell. You got your rec cage in the back of the cell that they open up 1 hour every day for your 1 hour mandatory rec. So you literally have no human contact with nobody unless you get a visit or unless, even sick call, seeing the doctor, they come to your gate. You don't leave. You don't leave your cell.
Sounds like the feds or something. It sounds like Supermax in
Florence. It's like a Supermax. Like I used to communicate with this dude that was in he was in 39 cell. And I think I was in 45 cell because I was in the middle of the gallery. So I never seen how he looked. But through the vent, we used to play chess together. Wow. So I was far away. That was like 9 hours from New York City. So I wasn't really I didn't have a visit for like 4 or 5 months at that time. So I never got to leave my cell. So they called me for a visit. So I said, oh shit, I got to see what's son look like now, boom. As we were going towards the visit, I guess he was asleep or whatever, because I called him, he didn't come to the gate. So when I'm coming back from the visit, I'm walking slowly now, and I'm calling him. I said, yo, come to the gate. Let's see what you look like, bro. And then he comes to the gate and the police pushes me. He said, yo, this ain't no fashion show, keep walking. Now I'm shackled and I'm handcuffed and black box, everything. I'm like, I said, yo, bro, you ain't gotta push me. He said, just keep moving. Again, I'm a attention horse. The whole gallery's watching, spectators.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I said, yo, you're gonna regret this. He's like, keep moving. All right, go. He feels safe because he knows these handcuffs don't come off of me until I'm inside my cell. So when I'm in front of my cell, I'm facing the wall. They unlock the padlock to take the chain off, the chain that connects the handcuffs to your stomach. They take that off. They take the chain off. Then you back into your cell. They open up the bottom of your cell. You stick your leg out. They take the leg irons off. You're still handcuffed. Then your cell is already closed, so you can't get them. So I turned back around, stuck my hand out. When he uncuffed this cuff, boom, I snatched my hand back in. Took the cuff, flipped it around like this. So now you gotta come in here and get it. You like putting your hands on me? Now I'm not gonna be shackled. Come in here and get it. Come in my cell and get these handcuffs. And you know, they shut down the jails for a missing key. So imagine he can't return that handcuff to the armory. I know the sergeant, everybody, he's getting written up, number one. I know it's gonna go on his jacket. I know I'm up his career because you just got a handcuff snatched from you from somebody that's shackled. And now—
And he's humiliated.
He's humiliated. I'm not giving it back. Sergeant came, watch commander came. They said, yo, bring the handcuffs out. Mad police in front of myself. They don't buy a cell yet. Mad police. Return the handcuffs. I said, Lieutenant, let me tell you what happened. He said, yo, we do not negotiate. What you're doing is similar to a hostage situation. We do not negotiate. I don't want to hear it. Return the cuffs and then we'll talk. I said, if that's the case, you suck my dick. I ain't doing nothing. I start ripping my sheets up. I start wrapping the sheets around my wrist so they can't handcuff me when they run up in my cell. Then my boys in the cells next to me said, yo, Rich, they're about to smoke you out because they're putting plastic on my door. Because they're telling me from the vent. Because they have to put plastic on the other gate, on the cell doors, so the smoke don't go in their cells.
Right.
So they're trying to smoke me out. Right. I said, I'm good. The minute they threw the smoke bomb in my cell, took my pillow, jammed that shit in my toilet. They shut my water off, but I was still able to hold the initial smoke inside the toilet, so I couldn't get smoked out.
So, okay, so sorry to interrupt. They put the smoke up through the plumbing.
No, not through the plumbing. They dropped the smoke bomb into my cell through the feed-up slot. I picked it up with my pillow and put it in the toilet to try to do something, you know what I'm saying? So I said, what, next, what? And everybody on the guy was like, yo, go Rich, yo, yeah. Revolution. So I'm like, yeah, revolution, come in here, Bro, when I said I wrapped my wrists up with my sheets, I was ripping it right in front of them. So I've been in situations where once they get the handcuffs on you, it's over. The fight is over. Who you are. So I said, I'm not gonna let them put the handcuffs on me before I get a couple of swings off. So I'm wrapping the shit up. But yo, they had anything you could think of, security has an answer to.
Right.
Because the minute they opened that gate, they came in with a shield that was like this, fiberglass, that's like this, and they just pinned me right into the corner. Yeah. I couldn't even swing. From the bottom, they pulled my legs out. Next thing you know, I woke up, I was in the hospital. I didn't even get a punch off.
Oh, shit.
So I woke up in the hospital, you know? So, you know.
But you won. In my opinion, you won that altercation.
I won the altercation because now, not only did I increase my reputation, everybody that's on that gallery, when they leave the jail, they can be like, yo, I was just in the box with Rich. Yo, he took the police's handcuffs. So, you know, it helped with the reputation. And honestly, I was telling my friend, I ain't had a visit in like 6 months. I ain't had no human contact. Nobody touched me. I just wanted to be touched. Yeah. I just want some type of human contact, whether it be fists and kicks or whatever. Right. Just give me some type of human contact.
They gave it to you.
They gave it to me. I woke up.
Were you sore when you woke up? Like, did you feel like
Sore is not the word. I woke up handcuffed to the hospital, in the hospital bed. Like, I look like the Elephant Man.
So they kicking you, punching you.
But they didn't give me a new case. Because how badly they beat me. Wow. But
what were you in there for originally?
That time?
Yeah.
It's either a weapon or drugs or whatever. I get written up for the same thing over and over. Right. Either assault, weapons, drugs. So it's and it's got to a point where sometimes you don't even remember.
It blends together. Okay, so you're 3 or 4 years in to the original 3 to 9 for the shooting and the assault at Rikers when you catch this assault on a CO for the stabbing. What was that sentence?
Everything I ended up copping concurrently to 12 to 36. Everything added up to 12 to 36.
Got it. So now you have to do a minimum 12.
A minimum 12.
Before you could see the parole board.
Before I see the parole board. I went to 4 parole boards. The first 3 was just for show.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. Sit down, tell us about your case. All right, we don't got no questions.
That's it.
That's
just
it.
that.
The second time I went in there, they said, all right, tell us what happened. I told them what happened, and then it was like, oh, let's talk about this new charge. So you're telling me that while you were doing time for killing somebody, you caught another case for trying to kill somebody else. Mm-hmm. I was like, not like that, but all right, no more questions.
Yeah, I know it sounds.
I'll see you in 2 years.
I know how it sounds.
Yes.
You had to be there.
You had to be there, and you know what? It's like you can't even like spaz out because they hold your life in their hands, you know. And every time I got hit with 2 years. Like back then we called it the Deuce Club, but 2 years is a long time. Like, all right, I'm not gonna give you another chance to get out for another 2 years. Come back to see me in 2 years. Mm-hmm. And they did that to me 4 times. That's why I did the 18 years.
Right.
I did 6 years in just parole hits after my time was done.
So the 7 years that you spent in solitary confinement is crazy. I've done this podcast for quite a while now. I've talked to a lot of people that have done really hard time, but I've never heard that 7 years consecutively.
I'm not unique. People on my gallery, we was all long-termers. I had dudes that was in there for like 10 years. The dudes that was in there for 12 years. Yeah, one dude, his name was Shaka, and he'd been on that gallery for 15 years, and he was a notorious shit slinger. Like, he'll shit him down. If he hears your voice and he don't like your voice, this was back then in Southport. You still had to go to the showers on the gallery. This was not they didn't build the Supermax yet. Shaka used to be in the cell, and he'll tell you, you walk by my cell, I'm gonna shit you down, just because he doesn't like your voice. And then when I remember one time we was going to the rec pen, and that had shit in a toothpaste that he stuffed up his ass, just so that when he came into the rec cage, he could shit that toothpaste back out and take that shit of toothpaste and shit the down next to him. That's how sick he was. He had me on house arrest for 45 days. I refused 2 visits because he told me that if I walked by his cell, he's gonna shit me down.
Right.
I didn't want to get shit down.
Oh, I can't think of anything worse.
Bro, and
I'd rather be stabbed.
it's that the shit is not like fresh shit. It's been
petrified.
fermented. Like, we all kept shit in ourselves just in case. You know what I'm saying?
Even you?
I kept shit myself. I slung shit before.
You keep it in a cup?
I used to take the styrofoam cup from the mess. When you're in the box, you're not allowed to keep food in your cell, right? So they bring you your milk in a styrofoam cup, and you get 2 cups. After you drink it, you have to make sure the cups stay inside the tray when you return the tray back, right? So what I used to do is, on days that we have mashed potatoes or whatever, I don't eat the mashed potatoes, I hate mashed potatoes anyway. Yeah. I don't eat the mashed potatoes, and I take the styrofoam cup, and I break it in half, and I stick it in the mashed potato thing, so it looks like there's 2 cups in there, and I keep the other cup for myself.
Right.
Yeah, and I return the tray, bring the tray back, and then with that cup, like, eventually, you can't do it all in one shot. You have to, like, slowly get, like, I needed to get a bag to seal it or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you put shit, piss, milk, you stir it up until it's like a shake, and then you tie it up, and you know it's ready when the styrofoam cup starts leaning at a tilt. Because the chemical in there is like mashing with the chemical compound of styrofoam. The styrofoam cup is leaning like this, and you know you're ready to go. It's putrid. You know
and so you got that as a weapon?
As a weapon, yeah.
But who are you gonna throw that on besides the guard?
Whoever. If I ask the trustee, yo, go get a cigarette from 3 Cell for me, and he take his time to do it, I'm shitting him down.
So you've shit down?
I'm shitting you down. Wow. You're not gonna be able to come back out. They're not gonna have you working as a trustee no more because you got shitted down. So if I ask you to do something and you don't do it right away, I'm shitting you down.
It is disgusting and crazy, but actually it is practical because when you're locked down, you have no human contact.
I can't do nothing to him.
A knife is no good.
It's no good.
Right.
I'm in the box. He could spit in my food.
Right.
When he passed out the food. Because I done put people, I don't feed rapos when I'm the trustee. If I find out you're a rapo, you're not eating if you're on my gallery. And I tell everybody, y'all catch anybody you sliding a piece of bread to this diaper sniper, all y'all going on Ramadan. Nobody's eating. So
Yeah.
that was my mindset.
Right. So the trustee has people's lives in their hands because they have the power to deliver the food. So you have to have a way to like keep a trustee honest.
Yeah.
And one of them is with a shit cup.
Yeah, with the shit cup. Wow. You know, because if he gets shitted down, they're gonna take his job from him. Because don't respect you if you get shitted down. I never got shitted down when I was the trustee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
did you ever get shitted down? Is that almost like getting your butt taken?
No,
not
you
quite.
You can't control that. You don't get soft because you get shitted down. I was just lucky I never got shitted down.
It's like getting shit on by a bird. Like it happened.
It happens. He's behind your cell. He shit you down. There's nothing you can do about it. You know. That's why Shabaga was so feared. Like he'll put shit in his mouth just to shit you down. He don't give a. You know, so like I said, he had me on house arrest. I refused 2 visits when I was on that gallery because I didn't want to get shitted down.
But, my stomach has never been retching like it has right now.
And at one time, I got sent to the shit gallery, right?
What is that?
That's a gallery in Southport that they send all the shit slingers to, where the police, everybody's behind glass.
Right.
So there's no more bars or gates. You're behind fiberglass, shield, and the hose is this way, so air can come in, but you can't spray nothing out.
Right.
You know, and when they do their rounds for count time, they have the full hazmat suit on with the flashlight. You can hear them breathing because there's a microphone. We'd be like, "Oh, Darth Vader's coming! Darth Vader's coming!" You know. But I was on the shit gallery, and two of my close friends was next door to me. Like we're really, really cool. Like we've known each other for over 10 years, right? So one thing, when you're cool with somebody, you never want to embarrass them, especially on the gallery when everybody's listening. So, but these two, they kept talking and talking and talking. It's like 1 a.m. and they're still talking. And I'm right in between them and we're behind glass, so you have to yell into the hole. So I feel like they're talking right into my ear, but they're my close friends. For me to tell them, yo, it's getting late, yo, tone it down, I don't want to embarrass them in front of the population of other people, our peers or whatever. So I said, you know what, I know what I'm gonna do. I went and got a magazine out, went to the corner of the gate, I took my shit cup out, and I said, I gotta take one for the team. I took the toilet paper, stuck it in my nose, put the shit on the magazine, and just started fanning it from the gate from where they was at. And I kept going back and forth because they was both at the end of their cells talking to each other. And I'm just over there fanning and fanning and fanning. And next thing you know, I heard Blue was like, yo, I think somebody bust their cup. Oh shit, yo, that shit stink. Yo, son, I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow. Yo, yo, I smell that shit too. And I'm in the back of myself, I'm trying not to laugh out loud, but I'm like, oh shit. But then,
I think someone bust their cup.
yeah, and I'm like, it was a sacrifice I had to make because I wanted to sleep. You know, because rec is mad early. When you're in the box, they call us for a rec at like 6 a.m. in the morning because we're like special one-on-one escorts because we're in the shit slinging gallery.
So it's so ubiquitous, meaning it's such a normal practice, shit slinging, that they built an entire gallery just for punishment, just to take care of that problem.
In fact, in 1997, they changed the laws. Now you could get a new case. When we was doing it, you wasn't getting new charges.
Right.
You get a new case for throwing shit. This one guy got 15 to life for throwing shit at a guard.
For real.
In 97. They made an example out of him.
Yeah.
Because everybody was doing it.
Right.
Like, I've seen a nun get shit thrown on him in the box, on her in the box. Damn. You know, so they had to change the laws to protect staff that's working there. Because it's really disgusting. It's a very vile thing to do.
Yeah, so if that happens to, say you're an inmate, you get shitted, do you have to go get like a vaccine or anything like that? Like, do they send you to medical?
They send you to hospital, they send you to medical.
Right.
You gotta go through, because it's human waste.
It's
like, and back then, HIV was looked at differently as it is now.
Right.
So I'm talking about this is in the mid-90s where like everybody's scared to death of HIV and I can't sit at this table next to this guy. This guy got AIDS, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I worked in the AIDS ward in the hospital when I was in Sing Sing too. So I got to learn a lot about the disease and stuff like that. So like the common fears that we have is like so far from the truth.
Yeah.
But when you think about human waste and blood, and, definitely, they take it very seriously.
You worked in the AIDS ward. That's fascinating. So you saw people kind of like wasting away?
Yeah. A lot of my friends,
Dope shooters?
Dope shooters. Heroin was really big back in the 80s and 70s. So a lot of the old guys that caught AIDS, HIV is not an instant death thing.
No.
Like once it turns to full-blown AIDS, then they go to the AIDS ward, you know? And they get special privileges. And I worked up there because I had a few friends that was up there as well. And you get special perks. Like every day they used to get the apple carrot juice freshly made, because I used to make it for them. So I get to get it too.
Right.
If you're in population, if you have another job, you don't have access to a blender, to a juicer or whatever. So I worked up there and, you know, and I did it for other reasons as well. Can't smoke in the hospital. I used to bring cigarettes up there and sell cigarettes. You know?
Doing 7 years in those kind of conditions, it's unimaginable to an ordinary person. Did you feel like how did you survive that? It became normal, obviously, at a certain point, right?
I don't know what I'm missing.
I mean, you've seen the streets, you've seen the yard. The yard's a lot better in prison than doing 7 years in the shit unit.
I got a date. I'm gonna be back out there. I'm gonna be back out there.
So you're looking at your date still. You're like, I'm getting out in 18.
Yeah. You're not gonna hold nothing. You're not gonna dangle no carrot in front of me to make me do what I do not want to do. That was my mentality.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Defiance.
I got a date. You can't tell me I have to go to school. You can't tell me I have to learn how to be a plumber. You can't tell me I have to go to a small engine class. I'm not doing nothing. So that was my mindset.
Defiance. It's like a disorder.
Maybe it was the defiance.
That is. That's the definition.
It's defiance. I was very defiant on anybody that was like people of authority.
So you weren't programming even on your...
Wasn't.
Okay.
They hit me at the board twice for that. They said, you didn't even, how is it? And my stupid big mouth got me hit at the third time. They said, how is it that you've been in prison for 16 years and you have not finished no programs at all? And I said, if you have my record in front of you, you can see I was in the box for 7 years. What time do I have to go to programs?
All right.
That was the end of that program. 2 years.
Tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah, 2 years, take that 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, as I'm leaving, I'm like, oh my God, what did I just say? Like, I know they know, but why did I just open up the envelope and push it in their face again, you know?
You go in with 9 years on your mind, and now it's 18 years. Like, I'm gonna max out, but now I'm 18, I can do that.
No, it wasn't 18.
Oh,
It wasn't 18, it ended up being 12 to 36. 36 was my max.
Oh, and you had accepted you were gonna max out?
No, I was hoping somebody killed me.
Wow.
So I don't have to finish this bid.
Right.
Like 36 years is a lot different from 9 years.
Of course.
Like, I'm no longer saying, yo, that I got a date.
Right.
That date is, I'm gonna be 51.
So you gave up.
I would say, you know what? It's ironic because if I would have maxed out on that bid, I would have came out next year.
That's crazy.
If I would have maxed out on that bid, I would have came out next year.
Right, because you went in 92, that's almost 36 years.
36 plus 92 is what?
It's 30, 92, 2028 is 36 years from 1992.
Yeah. So I would end up doing the 36 years. Because I know I maxed out when I'm 51. I knew that. Oh, no, 52. I knew I maxed out when I was 52, because that's why I was doing the math in my head.
So when you were doing that whole shot, did they give you a date?
No. They told me, okay, after 12 years, you'll go to the parole board.
But I'm saying, do they give you a release date from the box? Like when you go into the hole, do they tell you?
Oh, yeah.
And yours was 7?
No. A year, and then tying my bunkie up at one time. I got an extra year.
What was that about?
Well, at first they wanted to experiment with the no human contact box.
Yeah.
That's why they put the shower in there. That's why they put the rec pen in there. And they made a double bunk so you have at least some human contact, right, with your bunkie. I went in there. I said, I'm not going in a cell with another man. I don't give a f. He said, yo, we'll let you pick your bunkie. I don't care who you let me pick. I'm not going in there. I wouldn't go in there with your mother. I can't be 24 hours with anybody. I don't care who it is. Your mother, your sister, nobody. I don't care if it's a female. You're not gonna lock me in a cell with somebody. They're like, you have no choice. I have no choice. I got you. Went into my cell, and I told my bunkie, I said, yo, don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this the wrong way. I got no beef with you. I'm not a bully, but I gotta do what I gotta do. I just beat the shit out of him, ripped the sheet up, tied him up, put him under the bed. When they came for the count, they said, where's your bunkie at? Under the bed. I told you what I was gonna do. Never double bunk again, but they gave me 3 years for that. They gave me 3 years solitary for that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you let them know you're gonna get tied up, but I'm not gonna
No, I didn't
play
tell
with your booty?
No.
Don't worry.
They know I'm not gay. I'm not a booty man, and so they didn't expect that. But I told them straight up. I told you what I was gonna do, and you still put me in here. I told you I'm not built to be with anybody.
Okay, so now you got a 3-year stretch.
Yeah. I was by myself.
Right.
By myself.
Right.
By myself the whole
That's
time.
the thing. Acting wild and using violence.
Sometimes get you what you want.
It honestly does. So, goddamn, you got another 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
What happened after that?
Oh, so I was in there for assaulting staff. So some staff members, they're not gonna like me. In fact, they're gonna despise me.
Right.
So when you're in the box, you get to change your books once a month. You only allow 5 books in your cell, right? So the books that's in your property, they put in a book cart. So every month you get to change your books, right? So that day, I was having to change my book. And I had just got this book in the mail. What was the name of it? I forgot the name of it, but it was a book that I ordered. It was a comic book, in fact. It was a graphic novel. X-Men, Inferno. I've been wanting to read that for a long ass time. So when the book card came, I told the CEO, I want to exchange this book for that book. I said, it's a comic book. He said, there ain't no comic book in here. I said, I seen them put it in there because when they come in your mail, they open it in front of you. And then they say, oh, you got a book. We're going to put it in your book cart. So I said, I just got this book maybe a week ago. I seen them put it in there. He's like, it's not in there. And he tried to close my flap. I stuck my hand out and I held my flap open. There's cameras in front of my cell because I was like a special case. So I put my hand out in front of the flap. The only way he can close the flap is if he breaks my hand. You know they're not allowed to do that. I'm not a threat right now. I just got my hand out there. So he said, remove your hand from the flap. I said, no, find my book. He said, I'm giving you a direct order. No, I can't. I need my book. My family paid for that book. I need my book. They called the sergeant. Sergeant came, Mr. Ng, can you put your hand? No, not until you find my book. I don't care if you go to the bookstore and buy it, but I need my book. Check my records. I got that book last week. Long story short, I held out for 9 hours.
9 hours?
hours like this. Shift changed and everything. It's
like a protest.
It's like a protest, like a silent protest. I'm not being violent.
Yeah.
But I held my hand out there and I just held that for 9 hours. Afterwards, they came and says, they don't have your book. They might have lost it. You should just put your hand back in. Right. They had an officer sitting in front of my cell waiting for me to put my hand in so they could close the flap. Because now I disrupted the whole operation. Mail is not getting passed out. The whole gallery is blocked off. Everything stops. Because
are inmates yelling?
No, they all support me. When I bug out, everybody supports it.
Okay.
Because it's us against them. Once I do that, all operation stops. That's why they gave me 6 months for that. Just sticking my hand out.
So they gave you another
6 months, yeah.
Another 6 months.
But it was a silent protest. I didn't hurt nobody.
Right.
I didn't hurt nobody. I just kept my hand out there. Man, no, find my book. Finally, I was getting cramps in my shoulder.
Yeah.
I was like,
9 hours, you're hungry?
I'm hungry. They didn't feed me. And I'm scared to go take a piss. If I take my hand off to go to the bathroom, they're gonna slam my slot. So I'm over there, I'm telling myself, if I have to pee and I can't hold it, I'm gonna just pee on the floor. But I was holding it. But 9 hours, I gave up. I said, I had my fun.
Your pride, dude.
I said, I had my fun. Then they came and fed the gallery.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the next morning, they knock. Inmate Ng, 94A0940, step to the gate, please. Yes. You're hereby charged, formally charged. They give me another for protesting and disobeying a direct order, interfering in the smooth running of the prison, and some other charge,
But that's just a charge within the prison.
Within the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, within the prison. And they gave me 6 months for that.
Okay. And after that, did you get out, or did you have to do more?
Once you're in there, it's like, if you come out of the box and it don't matter. I'm already used to it. So still rebellious, but after a while you get tired, Then I met somebody and I wanted to get regular visits and stuff like that, So in the box, you don't get regular visits, you get no contact visits.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get regular visits again. So I said, I'm gonna just chill, let them send me back to GP so I get my visits back.
So 7 years, you walked out of the hole.
Yeah.
So you hadn't,
I
hadn't
was
touched
in shape,
anyone.
though. I was in shape though, because I stayed working out.
Yeah.
I had a strict routine, So I was like doing 1,000 push-ups before breakfast, 1,000 push-ups before lunch, 1,000 push-ups before dinner. So
And you're getting like great sleep, getting like 8 hours.
more than 8 hours.
Yeah.
I wake up when I wake up.
Right.
Because sometimes I'll just miss. Once you're in the box, they want you at doing a standing count so they know you're alive, right? And a lot of times you're in the box, you're like, I'm doing a standing count. So they got slick. Standing count is when they feed you. So if you don't stand up for the count, it's like you refuse breakfast. But you can only refuse breakfast. You can't refuse lunch and dinner. Because if you refuse enough meals, now they say you're on a hunger strike. And now they have to weigh you and document you and everything.
Right. Did anybody take their own lives on the unit?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people hang themselves or whatever. Man. I mean, during the holidays it's bad,
Yeah. So you read a bunch.
Books?
Yeah.
Yeah, read so much.
Right.
Read so much that now, if you tell me to read something, I'm like, no more. Oh, what's the ingredients on the potato chip? No more reading, goddamn. So no, I don't read as much no more.
So after 7 years, you hadn't touched a human being besides the guards, putting handcuffs on you and beating you up and stuff. You hadn't touched another human being in 7 years.
Yeah.
So you got out to GP. What prison are you at now?
When I went back to GP, when I left the long term, I went to Attica.
So you're in Attica.
I was in Attica 3 times. Attica is the disciplinary jail. Every time you up in another jail and they send you to an isolation box, when you come out, they send you to Attica. They call it disciplinary jail.
So,
I needed school.
So you're just locked down the whole time? Or
No, you go to programs.
why is it disciplinary?
Because you get the worst of the worst from the whole state. All the in the states goes to Attica. Because Attica had the Attica riot. So they said that never again will they ever allow a riot in Attica again. So it's very security orientated. They used to beat people up. They had their own gang in there called the Black Glove Gang. Every shift, they used to jump somebody just to put on a show until now, Attica, all those cops was forced to retire because they made them all wear body cams now. Too many people was dying in Attica. And nobody gave a because Attica was the disciplinary jail. Wow. Anytime you assault the police in another jail, you're going to Attica after you come out the box.
So it's California, it's New York's equivalent of like Pelican Bay, almost. That's in California. That's where they send all the shot callers, all the...
Yeah.
I
mean, you could be a from the street, they won't send you there.
Yeah.
You have to be a security risk in prison to be sent to Attica.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you go to Attica. Do you remember I know it sounds gay, but do you remember just like giving dap to like somebody shaking somebody's hand? I mean, it must have...
Yeah. The minute I got to the receiving room, most of the dudes that worked in the receiving room was like, oh shit, Rich, you are finally out the box. Because, Attica's display spot. Most everybody that's working there came from the box that I was in. And they either heard stories about me or my antics are in there. Right. And when they see me, they say, oh shit, Rich, you finally out. Right. You come back to population. So dap me up, yo. And they lost all my property within those 7 years. So I went there with no property. So everybody was like, yo, Rich, you need some boots, yo, you need some sneakers, yo, you got some clothes. Right. So they hit me with a little care package. Because they all love dudes that go against authority. Yeah. So they always show me mad love. Every spot I go into, before my property even comes, they always, yo, Rich, you need this, you need that, So I was good.
So your reputation really preceded you at this point.
Yeah.
So they send you back to Attica.
And first time I went to Attica, they gave me a beat down automatically, the staff, just before I even got to the draft room. They wanted me to know that this is not Sing Sing. We don't tolerate people putting hands on officers. We will kill you. They told me that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just officers.
And this is before you'd even stabbed the officer?
No, after.
Oh, okay.
After I came out of the box the first time. And they told me that they would kill me in there. And I didn't even get off the bus yet. I didn't even get into the receiving room. They met me in the stairs and told me, we don't play that shit here.
Wow. And they beat you up?
Yeah. I expected it. I knew it. They hit me with so many sucker punches on my way there anyway, while I was handcuffed because it was against one of their staff members. They're very vindictive on that.
So does filing like a complaint do any good?
No, it's a joke. But
you can't get like a lawyer involved to get a lawsuit out of it. Like I don't know. It seems like
where's your evidence?
Because they don't hit you in the face, right?
Yeah. Where's your evidence? Now there's more body cam. Now they're getting caught. But you see when they just killed that inmate in New York, you see that shit happens all the time. We're just hearing about it now because there's body cams. Right. If there's no body cam, this shit happen. That's a regular thing. That's nothing new. Officers jumping an inmate, that's That's old news. You won't even make headlines in the jail. They won't even gossip about you in jail. Oh yeah, such and such got jumped by the police. It's normal.
Yeah.
But now there's body cams. Now people are held accountable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's better. It's not as bad in there as it was before.
Right.
But Attica is a different beast. But after I went there the first time and I played my position, like I didn't get into no altercations with none of the staff members there. And I got kicked out of there the second time because I got an altercation with another inmate. But when they sent me back, they didn't beat me up, and they even gave me a good job. They was like, yo, we respect that. Like, last time you was here, you wasn't an asshole.
Right.
Even though on your card it says you're an asshole. Because whenever I get transferred, they put a red dot on my ID and my floor card. It means asshole. It means he assault police,
right.
like treat him like shit. They have their own code. Just like I do the eyebrow thing, they got their own code for anybody that attacks them as well.
Total gang.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're back there after 7 years. You've grown up a little bit.
No, I haven't. But okay.
No?
No.
Okay, wow. So even though you could go see the board, you still in your mind, you were like, I'm doing life, 36.
I'm not going home. In my head, I'm like, if I was sitting on the parole board, would I let me go? No. So why bother being good? I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna max out. I'm gonna see y'all, whatever. Hopefully I get some good time back and I'll get out in 24 years instead of 36.
Right.
So
Did
my
you
mindset
start-
was 24 years.
Okay. Did you start programming though?
Oh, no. I got lucky because the last parole board was the last commissioners that was appointed by the previous Democrat. There was all Democrats on my parole board, all three of them. So they was letting everybody go.
Right.
Because before, when Pataki came into office, all the ones that was appointed was Republicans, and Pataki had the rule was like throw away the key and forget about him.
Right.
That's why everybody was getting hit. That's how the Deuce Club came about during the Pataki era in New York State.
Pataki was a governor back in the 90s.
In 1994, he became governor of New York State.
Right.
And while he was there, he was the one that implemented the 85% of the. You have to do 85% of your time, and he implemented Megan's Law. And Megan's Law, I'm glad they implemented this for the sex offenders. But he implemented so many tough on crime laws that's why nobody was getting out. That's why the prison population blew up. In 2000, there was like 70,000 inmates in New York State. Wow. There was 72 prisons. Because you gotta keep building prisons, you're not letting nobody go.
Right.
But now that the administration changed and it's more about rehabilitation, in the last 10 years, they shut down like 10 different jails.
Right.
Yeah. Why? Because the prison population is lower now. Now you're more about rehabilitation instead of punitive.
Okay, so you think you got out early basically because they became softer, not because you...
Soft on crime, yeah.
Not because you changed, became a model inmate.
I didn't, I'll be honest. And I said that in a lot of my other interviews. When I came home off my first bid, I didn't change. I mean, I wasn't actively committing crimes, but my mindset didn't change. I didn't take no programs. I didn't take no therapeutic programs to better myself. I was still the same 16-year-old knucklehead in an older body.
Right.
That finally hit puberty. Now I'm taller, stronger, smarter than I was at 16, but...
Dick hard as God, I haven't seen a woman, smelled a woman in a decade and a half. Did you get laid in there?
Yeah, of course.
The guards?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you, man. Just give us a little taste. I know your girl's here, but it was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I even met my ex-wife while I was incarcerated. I have 2 kids with her. So that's all I'm gonna say.
She was like a pen pal?
More than that, But
Did she have children while you were in there?
No, when I came out.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to the parole board at year 18.
Yeah. For the 4th time.
For the 4th time, were you surprised?
Well, this time I actually actively tried to do better. Like I went in there, my shirt buttoned up this time. I wore a tie. I didn't wear sneakers. I wore shoes and stuff like that. And I went in there and I just kept it real with them. I said, you know what? This is my 4th time coming here. And every time I come here, the night before, I always think about what stories to tell you guys so you guys will give me a chance to go home. And you know what? I've been trying to think of a good story to tell you guys, and I can't. There's no good story. There's no justification for what I did. Like, I don't even care no more. I don't even deserve to go, man. I'll go back to my cell right now, because I can't even think of a reason for you to let me go. This crime is so senseless that I can't even think of a reason. So I ain't gonna even waste your time. I'm out. And they let me go.
You pulled the Morgan Freeman.
No.
In Shawshank Redemption, remember that? He does that. He goes, I don't
watch jail movies.
Okay.
Yeah, the last thing I want to see is anything jail related.
Right. So you're not gonna
After
like.
death warrant. That should change my life.
So it was 2008.
2010.
2010 when you got released.
Yeah.
Wow. What? And New York has just completely has changed. Like,
Everybody got cell phones now.
I mean, it's clean. Crime is gone basically. Chinatown is like gentrified. They're charging $3,000 for studio apartment.
Yes.
You know, with the shower next to the toilet.
And the bathtub in the kitchen.
Yeah. Exactly. That sounds like a prison cell. What did you do? How did you assimilate after all this time?
Well, because like I said, I had a reputation. So when I came out, a lot of people knew. A lot of people tried to help me.
Right.
I was given jobs and like, I had a lot of help. Like I didn't do it on my own, you know? And I was working for one of my friends in his warehouse. And from working with him, he helped me start my own company. And I started my own company and I was selling porno magazines to prison before they stopped allowing it. So
tell us about that hustle. I had no idea that.
Yeah. So my friend, he did time too in the feds, and he came home, and my best friend gave him a job when he came home, and after this first job, he went and he ventured out, and he created this company that created sex toys from China, and he sells it here to all the big distributors, Adam and Eve, sextoys.com.
Right.
They all purchase from him. He's really big. So I was working for him, and he was like, yo, you know, I know you're just like me. You're not gonna want to work for somebody your entire life. What do you want to do? I was like, what can I do? And I was like, you know, I was thinking about selling tapes and stuff and music and towels to people in jail. And he was like, but people are already doing that. And then I was like, yeah. And I said, oh, porno magazines. And then he's like, yo, you know I'm in this industry. So he linked me up with a distributor. And I was getting the magazines for like dirt cheap. And I created my own catalog. And all my friends that was locked up, I mailed them the catalog. I said, yo, just distribute these in the whole jail for me. And that's how I got my company started.
That's fascinating because you think about it, nobody in the free world will ever read a magazine again.
Yeah.
The only people reading magazines are people in prison.
Yes.
Because a lot of them still don't have access to cell phones even today because they don't have the money.
No cell phones. You're not allowed to have a cell phone in there because they don't want you filming the staff.
Of course. I'm saying they still get them in, but you have to have money.
Sneak it in.
Yeah, you got to sneak, exactly.
Black market, yeah.
And in state prison, it's harder than in the feds. So pornos, I mean, you got like a monopoly in the market.
And I was getting it straight from the distributor.
Which is?
And I was getting it by the pallets. Wow. I was getting it by the pallets. I was selling it for like the 10% less than the cover price.
Yeah.
But I was paying like 10 cents a copy almost, you know, because I'm buying it in bulk.
Right.
Like all my friends that wanted to help me start my business, they put up the capital and helped me buy all my inventory. Wow. So I could start my company. And I paid them back. I paid them all back.
So you had like warehouses?
I had a warehouse.
Filled with porno magazines.
I started in my basement, outgrew my basement, outgrew my living area, and then I rented a warehouse. And then...
So you would have pallets and pallets filled with porno magazines.
That I had my workers sort out. And then I used to get the orders from prison. And then started with New York State, then it went to New Jersey, then went to Nevada, then California, and then it was good.
How much, sorry to cut you off, how much were you paying per magazine? And then what was your price? What were you selling
I was selling 10% off the cover price, and I was probably buying it for like a nickel, 10 cents at the time. But what was the cover price? $12.99, $19.99, $25.99.
Your profit's insane.
Insane.
How many could you ship at a...
How many they order?
But how many
average orders was like $175. You know?
Wow.
And
and you legally, do you have to contact the prison?
I contacted the prison. I applied and everything, and I got approved.
Wow.
You know, and the reason that business went out and I stopped that is they started finding out that people was putting drugs on paper and on magazines, paper planes and stuff like that. Right. So they stopped all magazines unless it came from there. And then they started giving people tablets. So now we have the tablets and stuff like that. So
can inmates look at porn on those tablets? Can they access the internet?
They can't access the internet, but we used to have flashcards.
Oh, right.
Yeah, porn. But there's a will, there's a way, you know.
Yeah, but that K2 and
that K2
everything up.
That K2 that whole business up because, you know, K2 is on paper.
Yeah.
So they stopped all that, you know.
Right. What year was that you kind of wound that business down?
Well, it's funny because once that business wound down, that's when I got found to be an actor.
Yes, that's right. People don't know that you then you got into show business.
Yeah, I
dude.
got into show business, yeah.
What year was that?
I want to say 2014. 2014.
How did you get on? Tell us that.
A few of my friends that is in the game, somebody contacted them and said, hey, you want to invest in this movie and stuff like that, right? We're starting to film this Kickstarter. And, you know, my boys, they like to invest. They said, yeah, sure. They said, by the way, we need some tough-looking Chinese dudes to do a scene over there. Do you know anybody? They was like, we do. They called me up. They said, Rich, you want to come down? They'd film a movie there. I said, yeah, I actually do. He said, it's nothing special. You're just going to be there just to be there. I said, no problem. I'm go. So they gave me the address. It was in Staten Island. So I went there. It was in a shipyard. They was filming some gangster scene there. So I got there a little early. So I'm sitting there, I was still smoking cigarettes at the time. I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette, just minding my own business, waiting for my boy to get there to introduce me, to bring me in or whatever. So this old guy walks up to me and says, I'm sorry, but you know, with the filming over here and stuff like that, and I'm dressed in a tank top, like all gangster looking and shit like that, jewelry everywhere, like I'm still in that lifestyle. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it, I belong here. He's like, I said, don't worry about it, I belong here, I'm invited. So I shush him off. He goes back, and then this big dude comes over, and I told him, bro, before you start talking, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told that old man. I belong here, I'm waiting for a friend. He says, no, that old man you're talking about is the director. He said,
You've heard of Martin Scorsese?
He wasn't a big director, but he was like, hey, he just wants to talk to you. I said, all right. I went in there. He said, yo, before you get out, I said, no, I'm sorry, I apologize, I didn't know. I thought you was just trying to like kick me out because I belong. He said, no, but this character I have, yo, it's like you came right out of my imagination for this gangster role. He said, yo, do you have any experience acting? I said, yeah, I do. He said, where? I said, I was in a play. He was like, off-Broadway, Broadway. I said, no, I was Peter Pan in the 5th grade. That shit had him rolling. He started cracking up. He said, I like you. He said, just be organic or whatever, because it was just a Kickstarter. They just told me what to do, and there was an agent there, a manager there, and that's how I got found. That's how I got picked.
Wow.
And then...
So you got repped, you got an agent, and
then they started sending me out on auditions, and they said, hey, you never have no experience acting, we're gonna pay for your acting classes, and then we'll start sending you out on auditions. But before I started the acting classes, they sent me out on a few auditions. I booked my first 3. So there's like, whatever you're doing is organic. You know,
right.
Don't forget about the acting lessons.
Yeah.
Like and because I don't look like the prototypical Asian American actor that doctors, lawyers.
Right.
Like, I look like somebody you want to cross the street and you see.
Hey,
you know?
yeah. Chow Yun Fat.
That's my idol.
If you did Time in the Hole, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. That's almost unheard of, just booking 3 in a row or getting picked up like that. That's like that's the stuff of like old school movie legends. Like Matthew McConaughey's at a bar going to law school in Texas and Austin, and there's a director there filming a movie. Turned out to be, I'm sorry, I can't even remember the name of the movie now. Yeah, all right. Whatever movie that is.
Yeah.
Almost Famous? Help me out. Anyways, Richard Linklater was the director. He goes, you gotta look, man. You wanna be in a movie I'm filming? And then, you know, the rest is history.
Yeah.
So that kind of happened to you in a way.
Yeah.
So how successful were you at that?
I was very fortunate.
Did you keep booking more shit?
Yeah, I kept booking. I was actually on network TV. I was on network TV on Mysteries of Laura with Deborah Messing.
Okay.
I was a recurring character on there. I booked the lead antagonist on this movie called Midnight Driver. That was my first movie.
Oh, I've heard of that.
I was the lead bad guy. And then I booked Snakehead, where, Sung Kang from the Fast and the Furious. I played his brother, and big role there.
Yeah.
And then I booked Killer Man with Liam Hemsworth. Wow. And we was money launderers. We're a team. And I was lucky. I was in the right place at the right time, and I got some big roles.
So you were like making a living as an actor.
Yeah. I had
crazy.
Still getting residuals from that, So I was fortunate. And there are people that have more experience and probably more talent, but I had the look. I was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And,
And you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it,
And then something happened.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2016.
Okay.
2016.
Okay. And you're off paper, by the way.
I'm off paper.
Okay.
I'm not on parole. I'm off paper. I've been on TV. I just finished filming one movie, and I was at...
And you before we get into like the finale here, had you done any work on yourself? Had you been to therapy? Had you,
When?
whatever, after you got out? Had you?
This time?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about after you got out. Yeah.
Oh, they
did you?
made me take made me take an anger management class the first time.
Okay.
I took it.
Yeah, you took it. Okay.
Did all right for a while.
Right. Yeah, you didn't do any like ayahuasca. Okay.
No.
Got it.
And then
Did you go? By the way, did you see your parents when you got out? Like,
oh yeah. They've been so supportive of me.
did you? Did they forgive you? Did
Yes,
you have
no,
a
they've
kind
been-
of like
they've been
a
forgave
healing
me.
moment?
At the end of the day, I'm still their baby.
Right.
So parents can always forgive their child no matter what. I have very understanding parents. They forgave me, and to this day I still work hard to try to make them proud. That they're one of my main motivators. So
Yeah.
I want to make them proud because they're not gonna be here forever. I want to make them proud for once in their life.
Right.
I remember how proud they was when they came to my movie premiere. When I was walking the red carpet and I invited them with me and we took pictures and I had people taking pictures of us on the red carpet. I think at that moment I made them so super proud, but then I took one step forward and took like 3 steps back.
Yeah.
And I couldn't control my anger and I punched somebody when I shouldn't have.
Okay, yeah. And it's so unfortunate because things were going so great.
So great.
And it's just like a dream come true. What happened on that day? It's in 2016?
2016.
Okay. Do you remember the date?
Yeah, I remember. It was August, in the beginning of August. I was at a friend's birthday party. She had booked out the whole place. It was at a steakhouse. And we was all drunk. And at the end of the night, the person I was with was arguing in the street, and the guy walked by and he kind of brushed up against her. And then
So you were arguing with somebody?
I was arguing with my ex-fiance at the time.
Okay.
Which, when he brushed up against her, she made it look like, you don't see students. I'm like, yo, but my man, you can't watch where you're going. Like, you walk right in between us. Again, I don't want to villainize the victim because he has such serious injuries behind this. And I'm so regretful of this, right? He made a gesture I didn't like.
Did you know him?
No.
Okay.
No. It was a gesture that was made. I don't know if it was intentional or whatever. I'm Chinese, I take shit like this very sensitive. And I stuffed him. And I punched him one time, and I walked away. I didn't yell at him or whatever, but the worst of the worst happened. I punched him, he got knocked out, fell down, cracked his head open, went blind, went brain dead, type of thing. So, again, in hindsight, like, I regret that so much because, he was not in that life. Okay, you had an attitude, or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I do not want to villainize the victim. We was both in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's not in that lifestyle where he deserved to get punched in the street and left on the street.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve that. No matter what he did, no matter how offended I felt like it was, nobody deserves that on a human level. So yeah, it's something I regret, but it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why right now, anytime I get a chance to, I always volunteer and participate in traumatic brain injury research and stuff like that. In fact, I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to New York Presbyterian to, they do research for traumatic brain injury, and I'm going to volunteer, so hopefully I could give back something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the law prevents me from reaching out to them or even apologizing to them or anything.
Yeah.
But I hope through my actions, if they see that I didn't forget what I did,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to atone. Nothing I could do can ever atone for that,
Yeah.
but I'm still gonna try.
It seems like you feel worse about that than when you shot the kid.
I do, I actually do, because we were both in that lifestyle. It was either you or me.
Right. Yeah.
But this is different. This is totally different. This,
So they arrested you. Did they arrest you on the spot?
No. Like, arrested me like 2 weeks later when I was in the hospital because the bone came out of my hand.
Oh my God.
I hit him so hard, the bone came out of my hand. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. And I needed emergency surgery. I was gonna lose my hand.
Right.
I caught osteomyelitis, infection of the bone.
Right.
When they arrested me, I went to the Tombs, and from the Tombs, they sent me to Bellevue Hospital because they said I needed emergency surgery because I was gonna lose my hand.
Yeah.
And then while I was at Bellevue Hospital, I got bailed out in the middle of surgery. And then when I came out of surgery, they moved me to the civilian wing. And I stayed there for 2 months. I couldn't come back out. Even though I was bailed out, I had to stay in the hospital because they had a PICC line for my heart because I had an infection in the bones.
Yeah.
Because the bone was exposed to the air.
Yeah, we had somebody on here one time that talked about that. He was in prison when that happened. And yeah, he almost lost his hand. Okay, so then did they send you to, oh, you were out on bail, I guess.
I was out on bail.
When did you get sentenced? You took a plea deal?
No, I blew trial.
Wow, you took it to the box.
I took it all the way through.
Well, there you were charged with?
Assault 2.
Assault 2.
The max was 7 years.
Why did you think you could beat it?
My cop out was 7 years. They had me on camera. It was a surefire win for them.
So why did you take it? That's what my question.
If I plead guilty, it's 7 years. If I take it to trial, if maybe they could hear the reason it happened, maybe I get less than 7. I knew I was gonna get found guilty.
Right.
You know, I knew I was gonna get found guilty because I did it. I punched him. I wasn't trying to say I didn't punch him. They charged me with assault 2, saying I intentionally wanted to disfigure and mar him and cripple him for life. They said I intentionally did that, which is so far from the truth.
Of course.
So that's why I said, you know what? Even if they give me a year or 6 months of probation to admit to that, I'm not gonna admit to that. I don't care what cop out you give me. I did not intend for that type of injury to happen. Yes, I intended to punch him. Yes, I wanted to punch him. But no, I'm not gonna admit that I purposely put him in a coma. I don't care if you dismiss the case, I'm not gonna plead to that. So, took a trial.
Damn. Jury trial?
Jury trial, yeah.
And you blew.
I blew. And they was all smiling at me. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I seen them in the elevator. They was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, oh, I got this big.
It's called rocking you to sleep.
Rocking me to sleep.
Yeah.
And there was even a Dominican kid, and I seen he had a Dominican flag on his shit, on his jacket. I'm not Dominican. I'm not Trinitario. But you know what? I was like, yo, Trinitario, buddy. Like,
for real?
I even try to act like I'm down with him. I was like, yeah, he might be in my favor. You know what I'm saying? But
well, you weren't shackled. They probably were worried you were going to punch him.
No, but
that's why they were smiling at you. They're like, yeah.
We were on the elevator together, you know, but. How
long do they take to deliberate? That's how you know. If they come back too fast.
3 hours maybe. And it's so crazy. My lawyer told me the jury's going to deliberate. And then he said, go grab lunch. So I went downstairs and I went to meet up with my boy. And I was meeting up with my boy. I get a phone call from my manager. Shout out Fred. He says, yo, they just booked you for this Robert De Niro movie.
No way.
I swear.
Which one?
Lucky Grandma that he did for the Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I auditioned for it already. And I didn't know I got it. And he called me, he said, yo, they want you. I said, great. So I was sitting there and I was talking with my boy. I was like, yo, yeah, they just, I got it. And then my lawyer called me. He said, yo, they finished deliberating. You got to come back to the court. So I'm like, damn, I didn't even eat yet. I said, fuck it. I'll just go back and see what happened. I went back in there, so many security, security everywhere.
Right.
Because mad officers there.
That's how you know.
I said, I'm dead. Jerry came in, nobody made eye contact with me. Everybody that smiled at me every day was looking down. Nobody made eye contact with me. And then they said, the jury finds you guilty, found guilty of every charge.
So then you went, they gaffled you up right there, of course.
Yes.
Cuffed you up right there. And then you went and did how long off that?
They sentenced me to 7 years.
Yeah.
I did 5.5.
So that means you got your good time.
Yeah, because this time I went in there with a different attitude. Especially after I got stabbed, I was like, yo, I'm too old to be going through this shit again.
Right.
So I said, you know what? Let me try to take a program or two. So I ended up taking the RTA, it's Rehabilitation Through the Arts, which is an acting class in there. And they actually made a movie about it. Hollywood made a movie called RTA about that program.
Really?
Yeah, it was in the theaters when I first came out.
That's ironic.
So yeah, I took that program for a year, and when you're in that program, real directors come in and teach you. And at the end of the semester, you put on a play for the prison and for the people in the streets. They come and watch the play. So I did 12 Angry Men. I was the racist antagonist juror number 3.
Yeah.
And I was in that program, and I went to college. I signed up for college. I took a few college courses while I was in there. And I was supposed to do 6 years off of the 7, so it took 6 months off for positive programming. And I got out in 5.5 years.
Wow, so but obviously, they remembered you. What prisons were you at? Were you at tough prisons still?
This time, I didn't go to as many prisons as last time. This time, I only went to 3.
Okay. So did you have respect from what you had done previously?
Yeah, because I got stabbed in Elmira.
Right. Okay, tell us what happened with that. Why did you, if you were programming and standing out the way?
I just came back upstate. I wasn't I was fresh in my bid. And it was with over the phone. Disputes over the phone.
That happens.
And words was exchanged, and I got rocked to sleep again. No, we don't want no beef with you. It's good, it's good, it's good. I was in the mess hall eating, and they came up behind me and stabbed me in my face, and like 3 dudes jumped on top of me as a safety, so I couldn't chase the shooter. But again, I'm neutral. OMG, one-man gang. So a lot of other neutral dudes seen me getting jumped, they all jumped in, so it became a full-fledged riot. They had to fire shots into the mess hall and everything just to stop it. And then when they locked down the jail, once they reopened the jail back up, another stabbing happened over this. So this was a 30-day riot that happened over me getting stabbed.
Wow.
So they shipped me to another jail behind that.
Wow.
So being that, because that was the spark up point when I got stabbed, So I went to the next jail, and once I went to the next jail, I'm bringing that beef over there. So the people I had beef with over here that didn't know yet, I popped on them when I got there into that jail.
Right.
Getting kicked out of that jail, and went down to this jail that had the programming.
Right.
So that's when I started programming and trying to change my life around after I got stabbed.
That's wild. So you got hit just above the eye.
Right here. Look, I went to the outside hospital. You can see You can see it was like this. My shit was open, blood everywhere.
God damn. Were you able to fight back after?
I was fighting back because I didn't know how badly I was stabbed. I just thought I got punched. I didn't even know I got stabbed until afterwards. Because, you just feel the first thing, and then somebody else hit me from here to prevent me from chasing the shooter.
Right.
That's how I got stabbed once. So, in that time, I didn't even get the chance to get the shooter back. I didn't even know who it was, but you know how I finally got to find out who it was? So, I'm in my cell, we all locked down. The dude that because everything's on camera. There's cameras in the mess hall. So, the dude that got caught for stabbing me called me in as a witness. So I did the right thing. I did what everybody's supposed to do when you're in that lifestyle. When I went in there, the lieutenant said, "Do you know who stabbed you?" No. Show me a picture of the dude that stabbed you. Is this the dude that stabbed you? I don't recognize it. That's why he knows I'm a stand-up dude.
Right.
That's why he called me in to be his witness.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I don't recognize him, but I wanted to see what happened. So I said, if you have a video of the riot, maybe I'll be able to identify him if you show me the video.
Yeah.
So he's like, we got the video. Showed me the video, and I seen the whole thing, how it unfolded, how the dude came from behind me and stabbed me, how these dudes jumped on me, and how my boys jumped over the table over there and jumped into. So they showed me the whole thing. They said, so do you recognize the guy yet? I said, no, I still don't, I'm sorry.
And are there that many people at Elmira to where it's like a big ass high school? You just don't know. There's people you just don't know. Is that plausible? Or did you know the guy?
Big.
Did you know the guy?
I didn't know the guy. But we had words. We spoke.
Yeah.
But I see people all the time. I have words with people all the time. I don't recognize the face. Like, I felt like I was unbeatable.
Right.
So I didn't care about it. Well, yeah, whatever. Brush them off. And I didn't take it as a threat. But Elmira is huge. There's I block. So, A block, B block, C block, D block, all the way to I block. You know what I'm saying? So you can imagine how big that jail is.
It's a lot of. So did he get popped for that? Even though
he
refused?
did. It was on camera.
Okay.
They still found him guilty. They just said I didn't recognize him.
Right.
So, but he could use my testimony for his appeal because I said he didn't do it.
Isn't that like, see how that comes full circle? Like you were on the other end finally of getting.
Oh no, I got written up too. I got written up too because I had a razor in my hand and I even cut the person that was helping me by accident because I couldn't see what was going on. I was just swinging wildly. Wow. So
you got written up for that, and then you got shipped.
And they said it wasn't me either. The people, the enemy that I cut, they testified for me. Said it wasn't me.
And they didn't get you on camera with the razor?
No.
Wow.
But they wrote me up for it.
And you got shot to a different prison, and you didn't forgive. You kicked some shit off there.
Then I got there. I went to the yard. Once they took me off quarantine, because they put you on quarantine first before they release you in the jail. They ask you if you have any beefs, no enemies. Nope, no enemies. But I know that gang is deep in every jail.
What gang was it?
I have friends in there now as well, and it's so ironic that the people that stabbed me, I end up being in another jail with their GF, and I got into an altercation with the police, and he held me down. Like he's the leader of that whole crew.
What's
It was a blood crew. It was a blood crew.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a blood crew.
I didn't know if it was like Latin Kings
No.
Okay. It was a blood guy. Okay, so it was a black
blood
guy.
crew. It was a blood crew.
Okay.
But the head of that crew actually held me down later on when the police were trying to jump me. And he held me down.
What happened there?
We was coming back from the yard and police thought that somebody passed something off to me. And nobody passed nothing off to me, but I already had something on me. So he said, get on the wall. I know I'm dirty. I'm get on the wall. For what? What's justifiable cause? I'm getting on the wall. This camera's all over here. I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm gonna get on the wall. So he pulled the pin. The riot squad came, saying I refused to get on the wall. And Reem, I said his name, Remo said, yo, if he ain't getting on the wall, none of us is getting on the wall. Nobody, y'all not gonna jump him. You're not gonna jump him. You're not gonna jump him. Nah. So everybody stopped. Everybody stopped because he was dead. Everybody on the hallway stopped. And they had to pull the pin, possible riot situation, Mexican standoff, and stuff like that. And they said, yo, nothing's gonna happen. Just let the man go back into his cell. Check the cameras, search him in his cell. But yo, if you didn't see nothing, he don't wanna go on the wall, he's not getting on the wall. So they escorted me back to my cell, searched my cell anyway, but by then, the shit was gone.
What'd you have on?
Little razor.
Okay.
Little razor.
So you got rid of it on your walk back to the cell?
Yeah, little walk back.
That's some G shit.
Yeah.
You guys were like surrounded the police. You outnumbered.
Mexican standoff. We always outnumber the police.
Of course.
If there's unity, there's nothing to do. That's why they ship us all out. They ship us out.
Right.
They keep us separated, you know? But I didn't ask him to stop. He stopped on his own, you know?
Yeah.
Because he was cool with one of my friends, you know? But by that time, the beef with me and them was already squashed.
Right.
I got back already, they got back already. It was done. This was months later, and I didn't even know him, and he didn't even know me. But he was introduced by our mutual friend, but he didn't know that his homie stabbed me before. I mean, he probably knew. I don't know if he knew, but.
Well, thank God you didn't get caught with that, because then they got you out to a lower yard.
Yeah.
And that's where you programmed,
That's
did the acting.
And got into the acting thing, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then did you feel yourself like, obviously you felt your age and your maturity, you're like, yeah, I don't want to like bang like I'm 16 again, you know?
Your mind tells you could do it, but your body is just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I'm tired. Like I walked around the Jacob Javits Center the other day for an hour and some change. I'm like, where's the seats at over here? Where's the seats at? I want to sit down, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how long are we gonna be here?
Yeah.
And So you can't lie to your body. You can lie to yourself. You can't lie to your body.
Did you lose your agent, or did you retain when you were down? You
He's still
retained
loyal. He's still with me.
Okay, so you got out what year?
Got out 2 years ago, 2024. Wait, 2026 now. 2024, I got out.
So are you still on paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get off paper. I got to report one more time, then I get off paper. But they let me out 2 days before my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah. So every year now I celebrate my birthday. I celebrate coming out as well. You know.
Right. Has that affected your acting career at all? I mean, obviously, somewhat,
course.
right? 'Cause you're out for.
They're not gonna know. They're not gonna tell you. Like sometimes they might be interested in you, but then they look at your past and then they Google you or whatever. Like, oh man, they don't know. They don't know who I am. They just know what they read on paper.
Was that in the press?
Yeah, well, I was all over the newspaper.
Right.
Like after I was on bail, I finished 2 more movies while I was on bail.
Wow.
And the directors, you befriend the directors, and they always told me, they said, yo, when we heard you was on the project, we was all like a little hesitant because, the articles about you. But bro, you're like a teddy bear.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
and it's so great because even though they know, I admitted to them that I shouldn't have punched the dude, but they still kept me on the job. We did the movie. They came to visit me while I was in jail.
Wow.
And they still sent me shout outs when the movies hit the theaters and stuff. And they kept me in the poster on the screens and everything. So
Did that keep hope alive for you? Did that keep?
Yeah. It made me feel like, when I come back out, I still have a chance to pursue this, And it's not gonna be easy, Like, people that have been in this industry for like 10, 20 years before they even book anything. So nothing is promised here. Like if it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
Like life.
But it does sound like you're getting work.
I'm getting more work now because I've been going on a tour, like showing people who I really am. Like, don't judge me by what you read about me.
That was quite the story, dude. That's an amazing life story. After these podcasts where I hear these incredible stories, I don't even know what to say. I'm just like, my mind is blown. But I'm happy. I don't know. If you could sit down with a psychologist, right? I wonder what they would say. Like if I was a shrink, I wish I could diagnose you because you are such a teddy bear and a cool dude. And like, man, you did some erratic, defiant, crazy shit, man. What's changed? Do you think you care about the future now? Like, how are you gonna make sure that what happened doesn't happen again?
I got kids.
Well, that helps.
Kids.
Yeah.
And growing up, I remember when you first met me, you said, hey, where you grew up at? And I said, in prison.
Yeah.
Because I did. I did grow up in prison. Like during my puberty years, like from 16 to 34, I was in prison. So that's how I grew up. And one of the common denominators I've seen in there for a lot of guys in there is they grew up without a father figure. And majority, like not even had a nuclear family. I had a nuclear family, I still f***ed up, but majority is that. And I don't want my kids to go through that.
Yeah.
If I'm in jail for the rest of my life, I'm just inviting him to follow my footsteps.
Yeah, that's big.
Sorry. Every time I think about kids, and I get a little.
Yeah, of course, man.
But I'm good.
Well, thank you so much. Let's plug away, man. Let's get people following your story. You're on Instagram?
Yes.
All right, plug that, dude.
You can follow me on The Real Richie Ng on Instagram. I'm gonna start my YouTube channel one day, but no time soon. But yeah, and you can also catch more Asian gang stories on Chinatown Gang Stories.
That's right.
And you had interviewed two of the guys over there.
Yeah.
They had nothing but great stuff to say about you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, they was like, yo, if he invited you, you gotta go. He's legit. He's the real deal. Yeah. You gotta go. Because, I've been a little picky on certain things.
Right.
They was like, no, you have to. This guy's the real deal.
Well, you brought it today, man.
Oh, thank
you
you.
made my job easy, dude. Follow him on Instagram, and I think you told me something off camera, but you got something exciting coming up that I think was show business.
I can't talk about it because I signed a non-disclosure agreement.
Of course.
But I left Max Lewis on Instagram. If you look at my Instagram feeds, you'll see what I've been currently pursuing.
Yeah. Very exciting stuff. So I wish you nothing but the best. And I hope we can get up again sometime.
Oh man, it would be an honor. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Peace.